Today's episode of the Nateland podcast is brought to you by Goodr, BetterHelp, Aura Frames, and Viore. Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. I'm Nate, Brian Bates, Aaron Weber, and Dusty Slay.
All right.
Soon to be two-time dead.
Two-time dad, yeah. Soon to be.
Two-time dead.
Anytime now.
What is it again? A boy or a girl?
Boy this time.
Boy, yeah.
Got a name?
I don't have a name, but Brian put up a poll.
Yeah.
Of four names. We had Duke, Hank, Jesse, and Sam. Oh, yeah, here's the poll.
This is Instagram. I did Instagram and Twitter. Very close.
Hannah likes Duke the best.
Oh, really? Did you just make these names up or you gave them these?
Now, these are names I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Hank is a name I like the best.
I like Hank.
Jesse was the number one for a while, but it's slipping.
Yeah.
And then Sam, we just like the, I think, what is it? In the Bible, Hannah is the mother of Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's name's Hannah, so we thought that had a fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, but that's ranking pretty low on the list right now.
Yeah.
But Sam Slay, I think, has a fun
Sam
ranking.
Slay is, I like Hank Slay.
A lot of people say Duke. Everybody's like, Duke's a dog's name. But Duke is like a title of nobility. The Duke, And then his middle name probably will be Richard because that's my middle name. So it'd be like, and Richard is like a king's name, So Duke Richard, I mean, that seems
that's good.
very royal.
Until they get to the end and it's Slay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all English names though, Slay comes from England.
Yeah.
And as far as my family has been able to trace back, the Slays came in the early 1600s. As far as we can trace it back in England is to Richard. The farthest guy we found, his name was Richard.
Oh, wow. Richard
Slay, which is what my dad's name is. So pretty wild.
Yeah.
The Slays, we go way back.
How was Richard? That one back then.
It's just a name when you get back that far.
Yeah.
Actually, pictures don't go back for my family very far at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
You think pictures too also going away for your family? Like I could see,
like in the future,
Slays, y'all are like, we don't take pictures.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I mean, because back in the day, you find a picture of a relative, you're like, whoa, this is amazing. But now we have 1,000 pictures of ourselves.
Yeah. Right.
So I could see my family drifting away from the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go the other direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ready to
just have like in the sleigh, just a little clump in the middle.
Yeah.
30-year window.
30-year window of just
dark ages of the sleighs.
Yeah. No one knows what happened after that.
Yeah. And we're farming, and then, but I think that's what we've been doing the whole time is farming. But we dipped into technology a little bit. Here I am running around from city to city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really breaking the sleigh mold.
You might end up being the letdown. They're most frustrated with you.
Right.
Out of the sleighs.
That could be true.
Because you sold out.
Yeah.
And then, you put too much of a light on.
That could be we're trying to lay low.
Yeah.
I think the sleighs have been laying low for a while.
Well, I mean, I think that's Duke's job.
Yeah.
Duke is going to have to.
He's going to have to get back in it.
He's going to have to get back in it.
Like really get back to the dirt.
Yeah.
Get back to the land. Get connected.
Yeah, I see that.
Duke or Hank, and I like Hank Williams and I like Hank Hill. Those are the two strongest Hanks I know.
I like Hank.
And Hank, I think, means like master of the house or leader of the house, which makes sense why they would give him that in the TV show.
Oh, he may try to overthrow you.
Yeah, he may.
Well, you would name him Henry, right? And then call him Hank? Or
I think I'd go straight for Hank.
Okay.
I don't need to name him a name and then choose a nickname.
You mean like you do with your name?
Yes. Well, that is what my family did. I don't like to reveal that about myself, but my parents did write down Dustin on the birth certificate, but they never called me that.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know
if I knew that.
I don't know why we're doing this.
So it said Dustin Slay.
Dustin Slay.
But then
everybody called me Dusty.
Your license says Dustin?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people, yeah. I mean, do they have trouble with that at the airport? They're like, you go, but it's Dusty. They go, I believe that.
I think they're like, I don't think they believe Dustin.
You don't.
They look at the ID, they go, I don't know if that's your name.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit you. Yeah, I mean,
Have you ever met another Dusty?
I've met a few Dusties. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I meet Dustins, and then they're like, we go by Dusty too.
Mm-hmm.
I met a girl named Dusty in Houston, Texas. She's a comic. I don't know her last name. I didn't do comedy with her, but I met her.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes?
It could be, but I don't think so.
No, as a wrestler.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
In Houston, Dusty Baker must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dusty.
My dad
Oh, yeah,
says I
yeah.
was named after Dusty Rhodes, but my mom says I was named after a character on a TV show called Dallas. But both of those are named Dusty. Neither are named Dustin.
Yeah. Well, maybe they thought they couldn't write down Dusty.
I think they got afraid in the moment.
Yeah.
They were like, we can't do
Or
that.
or maybe they said Dusty, and then the person that wrote it down was like, I think they mean Dustin.
Now, that could be true because everywhere I go, if it's a restaurant or a Starbucks and they ask for my name, they always write down Dustin.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go Dusty with a Y, and that really confuses them because I think they think I'm saying like the first letter, Dusty with a Y, and they're like, that doesn't make sense.
Yustin.
Yeah.
What if they write Dust instead of the I? They put a Y.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Dust.
See, that's how a
YN.
kid from this era would spell it.
Yeah.
Dustin.
Yeah,
that's true.
With a Y, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were named after a character from Dallas?
that's what my mom says.
And your kids are named after the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Daisy and Duke.
Yeah. Well, not yet, but maybe.
Maybe.
But that's how it'll sound, if I go, these are my kids, Daisy and Duke. That's what people are going to think.
Yeah.
I think Daisy and Hank still keeps a Southern vibe without going all Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Even Jesse, there's Uncle Jesse on the TV show.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like Dukes of Hazzard, but I'm not that big of a fan to name my family after the show. You know what I mean?
To name your family.
But you're about to do it.
I know, but it's like Duke is a fun name to me.
Yeah.
Cooter.
Cooter, good Cooter too, yeah.
Cooter Slay is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's too much. I would love to actually introduce my kid to people. This is Daisy. This is Cooter, and with a straight face, just to
See what
make
they
them
do.
go, "Oh, that's cute."
Yeah. What is it? They go, what is it now? Cooter. All right.
Well, that's a cute name. You don't hear that a lot.
Daisy's a good
Yeah.
name.
Daisy is a good name.
Daisy and Duke.
When will you decide?
I don't know. It may come down to the wire.
Game time decision.
You may
Yeah.
look at it.
I think you look at the kid and you decide in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a Duke or is this a Hank?
I feel Hank.
I like Hank too.
Yeah.
I mean, both polls are almost identical. Twitter and Instagram. They were.
But Duke and Hank are neck and neck there.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should do like a runoff now and get rid of those other ones and
Yeah.
let the people decide.
Let's include the middle name.
Oh,
Hank Richard.
Yeah. Hank Richard or Duke Richard. Or, maybe we should, I told my dad today what the middle name was going to be. And I thought he'd be excited. And then all of a sudden he was wanting to tell me what the first name would be. And I was like, all right, well, if you're not happy that I've done that, because my dad's middle name's Richard, my middle name's Richard. So I'm doing that to keep that
Yeah.
going. But then he was like, Austin, there's a Austin Riley that plays for the Braves. So he likes the sound of Austin Richard. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, it's probably not going to be Austin. But it's
Yeah.
like, if you can't be happy that I'm going to name him after you, then
what does
maybe
that
I
have
won't.
to do with Austin Riley? I don't understand.
He likes the sound.
He just
That's
likes,
yeah.
okay.
Austin Riley, Austin Richard. It's kind of.
I don't know if I don't mind Austin Richard.
Well,
Sounds like
Austin-
a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Austin Richard Slay.
I mean,
like you'd be
Austin's-
like,
Or a serial killer.
yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah.
It's got a ring to it, but I don't really like the name
Yeah,
Austin.
yeah, yeah.
I know some Austins, but not for my kid.
I don't think for the Slay family. I don't
Yeah.
think it's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Hank or
But my dad had some surgery today, and I talked to him, and he's like, a little loopy because he's like, on medicine
Mhm.
because I didn't know he was having surgery. My friend saw it on Facebook and said, "Hey, I heard your dad's having surgery today." And I go, "Oh, I didn't know." So
Mm.
this is heart surgery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you can give me a call. Let me know this
Yeah.
is happening here. And
Yeah.
Is he okay?
He is okay. Not major. Like I guess it's always major if it's.
Yeah.
But he has a pacemaker, so they were replacing a valve,
Yeah.
which they say is not that big of a deal. But I had to find out from my friend secondhand from Facebook.
Yeah.
And he's all loopy and he's still trying to tell me what to name my kid. I'm like, why don't you take it easy a little bit?
Yeah.
Why don't you worry about yourself right now?
What's his first name?
Guy.
Guy.
See, my granddad was named Guy Slay. I'm told he had no middle name. Born in 1900.
Wow.
And then my dad is Guy Richard Slay. So I'm Dustin Richard Slay. So I'm trying to keep the Richard thing going for my dad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Aaron's losing it.
Yeah.
here.
Guy Slay is unbelievable.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I like it, but
I don't think I would have ever guessed you were about to say Guy.
Yeah.
Especially with him suggesting Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe he's like, let's just get into the real world with some names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, Austin's like,
My dad loves the Braves.
yeah.
I thought about the name. We thought about the name Bear for a little while too, but then I thought everyone that listens to this podcast would think I'm naming it after Hey Bear. But I mean, that's okay. But
Bear
then I
Slay.
also thought Bear Bryant.
Right.
You know? So
Dale for Dale Murphy.
Dale Murphy. Oh, that's a good one. You could go
Dale
Dale
Slay.
Murphy, Dale Earnhardt.
Mhm.
I mean, that
Mhm.
fits.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
It's big time.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is the big time.
it is.
We're so welcome everybody. We're I was in Vegas this week. Las Vegas all week. Fun time. Fun shows. Did some golfing.
Did you meet Mel Gibson?
No, he was at the show. How'd you know that?
I got my sources.
Oh yeah, Abigail.
No, somebody emailed us.
Really?
They sat next to him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, we get the guy. I'm standing in the back. Greg Garcia came down and hung out. So Greg got food poisoning. And he ate some crab soup. But everybody else ate. Like I didn't eat it, but like Chase ate it. Other people ate it. Greg's the only one that got it, so we didn't believe Greg. But Greg had to come. We had a super fun weekend. It was like just the last day we went and like sat at the pool. Greg and like just did I was like just trying to write some stuff, like talking about jokes and like whatever. And it was just a really fun it was a fun weekend. Like and I'm sitting there, we're sitting there backstage, in the dressing room, the green room, just talking. And a guy that runs the venue, like he goes, "Did Mel Gibson come back here?" And then he just said it, I mean, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then at first I was like, no. And then I was like, what? I go, wait, what? Like it was just so, I didn't understand what was happening. And and so they said, yeah, Mel Gibson was in the show. And he had a scooter. He like broke his leg, I guess, or something.
Oh.
I didn't get to meet him. I mean, I would have liked to meet him, but I mean, I think he just kind of like he got done and, with his scooter. Scooted out. Yeah. He got out quick. I mean, I could have like hunted him down, but I was like, I don't know if he just wanted to leave and whatever. I mean, I think it becomes probably, could be.
He would have come
bit of
back
a
if he
zoo.
wanted to, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he didn't think. Yeah, he's like, this show's done.
Yeah, not what I thought.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes people come back. Sometimes they like coming back. Sometimes they're like, we're just here to see the show, and like they just, kind of get out of there, and so something doesn't become a whole thing. Which I don't. It'd have been neat to meet him just because I've never met him. So yeah, that was one of the surprising ones.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, obviously had a little issue for a minute, but he has like the movies from my childhood. I mean, he was like
Oh, yeah.
crushing it.
Oh yeah.
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's what.
what's the
I think he's making a
Mad
sequel to
Max?
that.
All the Mad
Yes.
Max movies, and then Braveheart and
Lethal
The
Weapon.
Patriot, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's
You
crazy.
ever see What Women Want?
I did
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
It's
I
good.
actually like it a lot too. I just didn't want to name it in that list.
Oh, I'd say
Yeah.
it's up there.
It's up.
Yeah,
it's a
good.
great movie.
It is
Yeah.
really good.
It's a lot of fun.
He's got a good lot of good movies now, though. Too. There's that one where he's like a Mexican prison or
Oh,
something.
Get the Gringo.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a
It's
good one,
really
too.
good.
No, I'd never heard of it.
I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be bad, but it was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it was very cool that he came. It was very, very surprising. Because Vegas, you will get people that can come to, we had Dana White come one. Yeah, like you end up just having people stop in. So it is kind of neat. And then, but yeah, that one I was definitely, Mel Gibson come back here?
Yes.
Just had a, what? Yeah. No idea. So yeah, we did that. I mean, Vegas was great. St. Paul, Minnesota this week in Sioux City. Then I got a little break, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Where were you at?
It's a little different. I was in Glasgow, Kentucky.
The Vegas of Kentucky.
Yeah. I was with Henry Cho.
Glass Vegas, they call it.
Yeah.
Glass Vegas.
But it was a great show. Met some folks. So Henry killed it. So it was a fun time.
Nice. I was in town doing some shows.
Yeah.
Still working.
Still
You know what I
working.
mean?
Yeah.
I haven't quit comedy
I
yet.
hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Did a show at a candle bar. Just people in there. Just
It's behind.
so drunk.
Oh, okay. I always think they
Oh,
were super
really?
At a
mellow.
candle store.
Yeah.
One guy got kicked out right when I went on stage. He was causing problems the whole show. And then I get up and they finally come up and go, "You need to leave." And it was like he was waiting to be asked. He goes, "All right, yeah, you're
What was
probably
he doing, lighting the candles?
No, dude, he was lean. He was just like this, just yelling stuff, sleeping.
I've been
Oh,
kicked out of
gosh.
a lot of places when I used to drink, but never a candle store.
That's what I said. If that guy's like me, he's gonna wake up tomorrow and go, "I did all that in a candle shop
Yeah.
last night." Yeah. Anyway,
I did a spot at the CMAs. I did
Mm.
at the Music City Center. I did a 45-minute set at 11:45 a.m.
Wow.
Following an interview from Reba McEntire.
Yeah.
So Reba's on stage doing an interview, and then comes off. I never met Reba McEntire. She comes off stage. I'm standing there with my buddy Evan, who's also a comic, and she comes back, comes right up to us, shakes my hand, shakes his hand, like we're old buddies. And she
Yeah.
goes, "Hey, have fun out there." And I was like, "Whoa, what's happening right now?"
dude.
And then she stood there for a second, and then some people came and got her and, kind of whisk her away. But I thought we were about to just hang out. I guess
Yeah.
she had watched the podcast and seen me sing "That's a Night That the Lights Went Out in
Yeah,
Georgia."
Yeah.
And she's,
That's why
so-
she's a star, dude. You can just tell
Yeah.
she just had that.
Well, that's what Evan said. He's like, "That's how you make it right there." I mean,
Yeah.
she just came right up, shook. I mean, I was like, "This is great." I love Reba
Yeah.
McEntire.
Yeah, I do too.
So it was
Yeah.
great.
She always had a place on 109 off
Mhm.
Highway 109.
Yeah,
Like I remember just driving by growing up. That's Reba McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I was so pumped. I wanted to get a picture, but I'm like, she's almost made it like we're friends in
Mhm.
this moment to where I can't even ask for a picture.
Oh, maybe that's the move.
Maybe that's the move.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, now it'd be weird. Otherwise, I could just be a fan. But she's made us like friends here.
She probably thought you were someone else.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
That I was Hardy, I
Billy,
guess.
yeah, Hardy,
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Is it? I might have talked about it. That's what I heard George Clooney does. Is he'll just go up to you and shake your hand and meet you, and it's so quick that he's in control of it that you don't think to ask for a picture because it's like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't believe he came up to you, and then so it's like you're in like
He
it's
just gets ahead of it.
just
what
gets ahead of
Nips
just
it
someone
the
in
bud.
control. Yeah,
That's what Larry Cable Guy did with me.
yeah.
The golf
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Cletus.
came up to you.
Yeah.
I met Tom Hanks at the Ryman one time, and I was going to tell him that I have this joke where I say I look like Forrest Gump after he ran for a long time.
Yeah,
And I go up to him and I go, I'm just going to start talking to him because I know that he knows that I know who he is.
yeah.
So I go, hey, I start talking. He goes, Tom. And he sticks out his hand. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
shake your hand and introduce myself, but I know who you are.
Yeah.
And he was very nice.
Yeah, I think it's like, they got to just, it would be crazy if he just said, like, he was like, yeah, I know you know who I, like, you know,
Right,
it's like,
right.
Yeah.
you're just trying to be a polite person.
Yes.
Or just trying to be a normal person that
Yes.
just goes, Tom.
And that's what I was trying to do, was just start talking to him instead of making it all weird. Being
What-
like, hey, I'm a huge fan.
What did he say about the joke?
Well, he laughed a little bit, but then I thought he left because his wife was performing. But
Mhm.
someone months later at the Opry, a security guard, told me that Tom Hanks was in the upper deck when I did the joke on stage and said he was really laughing.
Oh, that's
Slapping
good.
his knee, he said, which seems like a fake laugh.
Yeah,
but,
it does seem.
Yeah, but I'll take it.
Why don't you
Yeah.
name your son Hank middle name Tom Hank Slay?
Oh, Tom Hanks Slay. Because it almost says with the Hank Slay, it's almost like a S, like Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Hank Slay.
Yeah.
Probably leave off the Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with some of you guys' comments. All right. Scott Cumrow. I'm a middle school band director, and I've been struggling with getting everyone's attention to start the day. I've tried a few techniques, but the most successful right now is to say, hello, folks. And my whole class responds with, hey, bear. Oh, they don't know why they're saying this, but they love it, and they wait for the next thing that I have to say. Thank you.
There you go.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
big time.
That is a good way to start.
That's great.
Yeah. I like it. Gets them ready. Mason Long. I introduced my mom to the podcast a few weeks ago and found out she was listening on 1.5 times speed. I tried it, and you can't understand what anybody's saying except for Nate, who now sounds like a regular person.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
funny.
I wonder, does their mom know they were doing that?
Probably not.
They were just listening like, they're
Yeah.
really going fast here.
Do people listen to 1.5 times? Like,
Some people who are like uber productive, I know they'll just to like maximize their day. They'll listen
Yeah.
to these podcasts sped up. You want to hear what you sound
yeah,
like?
yeah. Two-man type thing. Yeah. And it's tough. You know, I had to bring him along. I think he just kind of steps on my toes a lot. I'm here for that. I'm thinking about leaving. Going to a different church.
It's in your family. Derek's got some weird kids.
Yeah.
It's
Brian's-
not. I
Brian
mean,
sounds good too.
Yeah.
it's listenable, dude.
You have to listen. No, you have to be like paying attention. I think you could, for me, I could see it being like it would be tough.
2 times speed's a little more intense.
Derek is also a successful actor. He is. Trevor was born in 1974.
And that's you rating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Get the podcast done in an hour that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
what does it do? It's like it cuts it in half.
Mhm.
Like,
So if you did 0.5 speed, it would take 4 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
and then,
0.5 speed is probably tough to listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your brother.
Yeah.
Younger than Nate.
Everybody's drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. Randy Reeves. Why do y'all keep pronouncing the L in folks? I'm from Mississippi, and I even know not to do that. Folks. Why are you supposed to say it?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know that.
people.
Folks,
Folks.
Hello, folks.
I can't have another word where I'm overthinking how I'm saying it.
Folks. Yeah, we do the L just because
We like to get all the letters in there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's not fair to the L
That's
that
right.
it doesn't get its sound.
we
man.
love everybody that listens to this
Yeah.
podcast.
Right.
L's like, I'm in here too, buddy.
The people know who the L's are in this podcast. The listeners that go, I bet I'm an L.
Yeah.
And this guy doesn't acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Randy Reeves. That's a good name, too.
That is nice.
That sounds like that fits like
Yeah, it's got a good one.
it's who
Mhm.
Hank would be friends with.
Yeah.
Sounds like a news anchor, doesn't he?
Randy
Where you at?
Reeves.
We're going to Randy Reeves. We're going down to Randy Reeves' house.
Randy Reeves.
Uh,
I like Randy too. My mom dated a guy named Randy for a while, but she wouldn't like if I named my kid Randy. But I like the name Randy.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Who are you named after? My mom went on a few dates with a guy named Randy.
And I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be like, well, how was your mom dating? Well, you have to explain everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Kristen Herbert. I just wanted to say thank you to Aaron for his tip to use your skull as a skull. Skull as an antenna for your car key to find your car. Saved me from searching for my car for an hour. Hey, Bear.
All right. Glad I could help.
Hmm.
Did a little video demonstrating that this does work. It does extend the range. And I don't know the science of it other than what Google's telling me is that it uses the fluids in your head as a conductor, extending the range.
That's
Start to
worth
get
it.
a little tumor in your chin here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good for you.
Well, you keep your keys in your pocket?
Oh yeah, I mean, all that stuff that's coming. I mean, it's all coming to my legs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Not your legs, it's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin Meek. Austin.
Yeah.
I just went to purchase a new "We're Having a Good Time" hat from Dusty. I died laughing when I noticed I had the option to finance my Dusty hat for 4 easy payments of $8.75. I can't imagine a more trailer park scenario than a guy in a suit showing up to repo Dusty hats from the trailer park faithful because they defaulted on their hat payments.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get you. I mean, don't think they won't come for that hat.
Interest free. That's a good deal.
Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff. All I read is the name of it. I wrote the red Dusty Slay trucker hat, and they're out of stock right now. But
That's good.
I got a lot of them at the house. I put 52 online, and I sold them all in one day.
Wow.
And it was a real mess at the post office, but I did get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if people do. I mean, I remember doing layaway,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I didn't know you could make payments on the hats. I mean, I've not had anyone do that yet, but I
Yeah.
wish they would.
Yeah.
I love that idea. That you want a hat but can't afford it, but you're like, I'm gonna go ahead and make those payments.
Yeah.
You know, look good. That Dusty Slay hat, some sunglasses, maybe some Goodr.
That's true.
That was good. You're proud of that one. I could tell. I want to talk to you about Goodr sunglasses. They make $25 active sunglasses that don't slip, bounce, and they're 100% polarized. This is a brand I really like. Y'all might enjoy them as much as I do. I've told you they've got XL sizes, which is very important. Can't tell you how many times I've gone to a sunglasses store and nothing fits my head.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. We've got Goodrs. They're lightweight, comfortable, 100% polarized, like I said, stylish, lots of colors. And if you're active like me, if you're always on the go, they do not slip. And they're easy to clean. And they start at just $25 a pair. Stop spending hundreds of dollars for sunglasses. This is $25 a pair. The 100% satisfaction guaranteed. I got a few pairs I rotate through, and they're affordable enough that I keep an extra set in my car. They're lightweight. I love how comfortable they are to wear all day. And like I said, they're 100% polarized. Do I know what that means? No, but it's what you want. If you want to support the show and pick up a pair, Goodr is giving Nateland listeners free shipping on your first order. There's a link in the show notes, and maybe you'll see us in them in real life. Go to goodr.com/Nate. That's GOODR, no E.com/Nate. To get free shipping. Goodr offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Find your pair at goodr.com/Nate and use code Nate to get free shipping.
You know, I spent about $200 on sunglasses for my wife. She got these Goodrs. That's what she wears now.
Yeah.
She loves them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of them. I got some. I mean, I have 3 pair. That was before they came on. Jay Mill. Gotta say, I'm a little surprised Dusty allowed his wife to officially become a U.S. citizen. Ooh, I like that. He strikes me as the kind of guy who would argue with her that she should stay off the government's radar if she has that luxury. Not hand a government official a binder full of information on her and worst him.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, they already have all that information, you know,
Yeah.
because she had to get a work visa to come down here and work. So she already had the information.
Yeah.
And they don't let you just hang around. You know, you gotta go through some stuff.
If she had a baby, though, is it like...
I think the baby helps, you know, but you still have to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you have to. I mean, I think there's a way to do it illegally, I guess, because people talk about that a lot. So that seems to be happening. But The legal way is not super easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not, there was an old Doug Stanhope joke, I think, where he talked about marriage, and he's like, this is going pretty well. Let's get the government involved.
Oh yeah.
That's
funny.
So I'm, I'm into that. There's no reason to bring the government into anything, but she's a, foreigner, so I had to lock it down and get married, and
Did you think Canada existed before you met her?
Well, I knew it existed, but I didn't know that it existed the way it does. Like, it's great in Canada.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun there. I drove there and I was like, oh, this place is great.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I thought rednecks were only in the South.
Oh, no.
And then I pulled into Canada and I was like, oh, this whole country's full of rednecks. I mean, outside of Toronto, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if your kid's name is Freedom?
Freedom. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Because it represents she's free now in a free country.
Yeah.
She left Canada and came to
I like freedom. Freedom slay.
Freedom slay.
Let freedom slay.
Yeah.
Freedom slay. Freedom's a good name.
Yeah.
It fits.
I like freedom.
Yeah.
Like, he only has American flag apparel.
Yeah.
That's all he has as a kid. He always has to carry an American flag with him.
Yeah.
Little freedom slay.
Today's Flag Day.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah, it is.
The day this podcast comes out.
Wow.
Oh,
Do you know why there's 13 stripes?
13 colonies.
Boom.
Do you know why there's 50 stars?
52 states.
50 states.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought of a joke after I said that, and so I never thought the thing would come back up, and so then the question arose itself, and I go, oh, I can try the 52 states.
Do you know who sewed the first flag?
Susan B. Anthony.
You do remember?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, that's from last week.
Yeah.
I did learn a couple other things for Flag Day. I thought we might do a flag episode.
Yeah.
My grandfather, Guy Slay, by the way, born on Flag Day. Just want to throw that out there to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Old Glory. Heard it's a Nashville connection.
Nashville connection.
Yep. There was one of these transplants, of course, moved to Nashville from Massachusetts. And this was during the Civil War. He flew his American flag outside his house. And when
He moved from Massachusetts to Tennessee during the Civil War.
Well, right before it started.
Okay. Man, talk about bad timing.
Flew his American
He
flag.
bought when the real estate was high.
Yeah. And he called it Old Glory. And then once the war officially broke out, they're like, we're going to go get that flag from him. And he took it and he hid it where they couldn't find it. And then when the Union took over Nashville, he took it down to the Capitol to the Union general and said, I've been hiding this flag. And they flew it.
Wow.
And like, Old Glory. Now it's in the Smithsonian.
He just called it Old Glory. There's no other meaning than that.
Yeah, I guess.
Right. It's pretty nice.
Mm.
And we gave it a whole day, huh?
Well, the Flag Day,
Day.
that was actually a teacher said we should have a day honoring the flags. It should be June 14th. And then he wrote a letter to the editor saying it should be June 14th. And he kept pestering him. Finally, the president was like, let's make it June 14th, Flag
Wow.
Day.
A teacher was trying to get a day off of school.
I guess.
And that didn't
In
happen.
June.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little backfire.
Good point.
Day off of
Been
summer
a
school.
good joke either
Yeah.
way. Yeah, I still got in-service days and stuff.
Yeah. And so we just celebrate all the flags, all our flags.
American flag.
Mary.
Yeah, this
just
is
one flag.
Just the one flag. Not our state
Yeah, I don't think
flags.
it's a day for all
I think it's
flags.
just the American flag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
it called
people-
American Flag Day?
They should
Should
call
be
it
called
that.
that.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, they used to really put the flags out on this day. I think it kind of goes by unnoticed now. People don't really celebrate.
We could
it now.
we put a flag out.
We
Yeah.
have one out,
on
but
Flag Day.
but year round.
Yeah, year round. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the day goes mostly unnoticed. It's also my sister's birthday, by the way.
Wow.
I think you're not living as close to like car dealerships as you used to. 'Cause I
Maybe.
saw a lot of flags
Maybe.
today.
Car dealerships love a flag.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Something about freedom and getting yourself locked into a car payment, goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Zachary Peters. Nate, I was right there with you on finding out Michigan is more than the Mitt. Educational podcast? Question mark. Thanks, Nate, Aaron, Dusty, and Betty Bye Bates.
He's just saying, is this educational podcast? I think
Oh,
it is
I think it
because
is.
I learned about the UP.
Yeah.
A couple of people said they didn't know either.
Yeah.
I like that in doing these comments, you have the power to change every time somebody calls you something back to your own name, and you still put it in there.
Well,
Mhm.
keep it original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, every time. Betty, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Betty Rob
But you could have just changed it back, but you kept it in there.
I don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah.
I respect that about you, Brian.
Yeah.
Katie Visaggio. I think I nailed that.
That was
I think you
really
did
well
too.
done. That's
Visaggio.
your Italian blood coming out.
Yeah. That's Visaggio. Visaggio. I think it's like there's only one way to say that.
Yeah.
Visaggio.
You would find a way.
Yeah. As a homeschooling mom and former teacher, I think my new goal is to teach my kids to pass the citizenship test, especially after hearing y'all's guesses. Yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
Well,
I
people
would
not
argue
bad.
that was Nate that was doing
I
the
think so
guessing.
too. And people from the internet always have all the answers, right?
I
But
know.
if we had asked someone that first question, everyone, the way it's worded, no one thinks the Constitution.
No, not at all.
But people on the internet, of course, will go, "Oh no, I had it," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
But Katie, I mean, do homeschool your kids though.
Yeah.
I support it. I support where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle Shadid. Kyle Shadid.
She didn't say anything about homeschooling, did she? Sorry.
No, I think
Yeah,
so.
she did. She says a homeschooling
As a
mom.
homeschooling mom.
Former teacher.
and former
Former
teacher.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
right up
okay.
your alley.
Oh yeah.
She left the system.
Yeah.
She's like a homeschooling mom and former teacher. She's saying
Yeah.
a homeschool teacher. She just homeschooled her kids and then also went to work.
No. She was a teacher and then she got out of the system.
Ah, okay.
Get off the grid.
She's
All
you,
right.
dude. This
like
is
Katie.
you.
I
This
like
is
Katie.
a female you
I support Katie.
that just left the game.
Yeah.
Said, I don't like what's going on.
Yeah, I support it.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shadid. I love that Nate got the war from the 1900s answer right on accident when he said Iraq, because he definitely was not referring to the Gulf War.
That's probably true.
Well, I think we were in Iraq,
Yeah.
Afghanistan,
Right. The Middle East.
the Middle East. Yeah, it's a broad.
It's a safe answer.
Yeah. I didn't think of Vietnam. I said Vietnam.
Vietnam, you could have said,
Mhm. World War I and II.
Korea.
That's probably people's
Really, all the wars, with the exception of like
Silver War.
yeah. yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
You know
war
what
of
I thought-
1812 was in there.
I
Yeah.
thought what happened was because he said war from the 1900s, and I thought you got 19th century mixed up and thought that really meant the 2000s.
Oh,
And I thought that's why you said the Iraq War.
no. I was just getting in.
You got it right.
I was just, I don't know, nailing it.
Yeah.
Don't read into stuff too much, everybody.
Right.
Sometimes the kid just got it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that was. Grant Morgan. I recently had a flip phone for 2 years. It was so nice being disconnected from a smartphone. I finally had to go back to a smartphone because all my kids' activities involve using apps. For example, my son's baseball team communicates on a team app. Once I was on the way to a game out of town. While driving to the game, it was moved to a different field because I didn't have a smartphone. I was the only one at the wrong field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to get a flip phone. I tried like the BlackBerry. I mean, I've tried it so much, and it's just, you just have like so many group texts that you got to do, or so much. There's just too much stuff. That's like everything's kind of like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I bought a flip phone recently. I mean, I still have the smartphone. I'm going to try to go 2 phones.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be a 2-phone guy.
Yeah.
That way, when I'm in the hotels on the weekends, I can turn the phone off and live my life instead of being trapped in my phone.
Yeah. And then you just would have a different number.
Yeah, that way, if my wife needed to get in touch with me, she would have that number, but I
Yeah.
could turn the phone off and like do things. I get really sucked into social media.
No,
I mean,
yeah, it's
but-
bad.
Oh, okay. And then they could still reach you.
Yeah,
I think you're just going to turn that phone back on.
probably so, but I'd like to try the experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do like, I mean, I leave my phone when I go eat or
Yeah.
something, go walk around, just leave it in the hotel and
Yeah.
go eat.
And that's what I want to do too. But if somebody needs me, like in my family, I like to have a way for them to get in touch with me.
Yeah, that is true. But it's like,
It's amazing, though, how throughout history, and even in our lifetime, that used to just not even be a thing that we thought about or worried about.
Yeah.
And we all just got by fine.
But now that it is, it would be like something bad happens.
I
and I'm
know.
just hanging out, eating lunch.
I know.
you
It's crazy how it's
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. But you have, like, if you're on the road, you got someone with you.
Sometimes.
So like that's what like I'll do is you just go like I'll tell Laura I'm not taking my phone and then so call Chase or
Yeah.
call like and then there is phones.
Yeah.
So like if you got someone with you on the road that doesn't care about bringing their phone, then you can be like text your wife, just say, hey, something happens, call.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Then you leave it and then you just sit there.
I give my wife the hotel number and then I try to sleep with my phone on airplane mode. And she called me once and it was terrifying. The hotel phone rings in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Was it something?
There's always something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was it worth the call?
Yeah, I guess it was at the time. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was like
You had a deer inside the house. All right. Terra Stratos. I've started to love and look forward to Nate reading the comments. And after the first run at every person's name, he always follows up with an alternative pronunciation. He's usually right the first time, but then starts sounding it out and it cracks me up every time. You're doing great, Nate. Really love this podcast. Thank you.
I'm so glad you did that second pronunciation of
Yeah.
Stratos.
David Epstein.
This sounds like he misspelled it. He put a Z. I know a lot of
Yeah.
Epsteins, and he put a Z in the middle.
Maybe after the recent stuff
Yeah.
with that
Maybe
name.
so.
You know a lot of Epsteins, huh?
Yeah.
I know a couple.
Here's a link that describes what current animal skeletons would look like if scientists never knew what they look like. Given this, like Dusty, I am out on dinosaurs.
This is an article. This is what Hollywood thinks dinosaurs look like, and then
Mhm.
here's what scientists think they look like. I don't like that they're pinning this on Hollywood. I never thought I'd defend Hollywood, but don't act like that's not how every dinosaur in every museum looked.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? It wasn't just Hollywood taking a leap.
Yeah.
And
We
we've
see
got
some of these animals.
other
that-
examples here. If you just found a baboon skeleton and you reconstructed it the way they did dinosaurs, that's what it would look like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just think they're just making this up.
This is a zebra skeleton reconstructed like a dinosaur. It looks a lot like a thestral from Harry Potter, just if anyone's interested. And then there's a cow, looks a little bit like a gazelle.
Yeah.
I met a guy at the CMAs who told me that he mutes the podcast when Aaron starts talking about Harry Potter, and I was like about to give him a fist bump, and he said because my daughter's reading the books and he doesn't want Aaron to give it away.
Yeah.
Doesn't want Aaron to spoil it.
Oh, look at that. An
Like-
intellectually curious kid.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast. How about it?
What is that?
That's a cat.
Oh, really?
That's a house cat.
And I want a cat like that.
And it looks horrifying.
What? I mean, so they're just saying, like, if you just gave them bones, that's a
Yeah.
flamingo?
Who wrote this?
These are swans right here.
Swans?
So it's saying, we found the skeleton of the dinosaurs, so we just reconstructed it. But, there's so much. These are all examples of you can't just go off the bones because there's all skin and fat and tissue and everything else.
But
that
our
gets
bones
lost.
look like it makes sense.
Now here we're going to end it at the very end. Here's a python, but they have the human being. This is what it
Yeah.
would look like if we just found the human skeleton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looks a little creepy. Looks like an alien almost.
Yeah, but why? I know, but so we know we don't look like that.
Yeah,
So that would make it be
Wrong.
wrong.
That's what
'Cause
he's
it's
saying.
like,
that's the point of this.
yeah.
All these animals, they would have got it wrong if they didn't know what we really look like.
Oh,
If they tried
Okay.
to figure out what these things look like just
Yeah.
based on the skeleton,
yeah,
this is what we think they'd look like.
yeah,
But we
Okay.
know that they don't.
yeah.
Yeah, I think things were just bigger then. I mean, there is some research like with they find those like dried sap and they find like oxygen inside them and they can test that and find that the oxygen was thicker, years ago than it is now, so things could grow more because they had more oxygen in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I think things were just bigger. You find a T-Rex, you really probably find some kind of, bird.
But the biggest animal ever is alive right now. It's a blue whale. It's the biggest animal in the history of the world.
But it's in, it's
Good
in the
point.
ocean. Who knows what's going on down there?
Yeah.
There's oxygen in the water. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe the blue whale was even bigger.
They have so much room to grow.
Yeah. Maybe it was even bigger back in the day. And we don't know because those bones floated to the bottom where we can't go.
Yeah.
If you have debates like this, you may need better help.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. It can be hard to balance time that you spend on others in a given week or time you have to spend on yourself. It can be easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need. You need to make it where you got to have yourself right to help all the people you want to do. I think your life should be about helping other people, but you also need to be able to, get yourself right so you can handle helping other people. You don't want to people get too into yourself, and it's like you need to just be able to let me talk to someone, let me just kind of deal with what I got to deal with so I can be doing the most I can do for other people. And BetterHelp is a place that you can do that. It is entirely online. That makes it convenient, flexible, and can fit to any schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. It can help you learn positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and be the best version of yourself. It helps you. That's it. I think it just makes your life I feel like we have so much stuff going on. Everybody does. Social media, all that stuff is too much wrapped in your head that you need, it's nice to be able to that way you can enjoy life. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Nate today to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/Nate. All right.
I forgot to mention last week you threw out the first pitch at the Sounds game.
I did.
How'd that go?
It was good. We didn't talk about it last week.
I don't think
No,
so.
we didn't.
No. Yeah, it was good. We had my daughter's softball team, the Hurricanes. HER. Canes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not
That's
bad.
fun. Yeah.
And so then, I was like, they all got to come out, and we all got to go on the field, and it was it was fun, and
A lot of pressure with all them out there on the
a
mound.
lot of pressure. They're all throwing, and it was
Your
You don't
Booster
want-
the Rooster catching you.
You don't
Yeah.
want Harper to be like, that's not my real dad.
to a pitch, boom,
Yeah.
nailed it. He dropped the ball, went through his glove.
Uh-huh.
Too hot for him.
Too hot. It was a solid throw.
Get me a real catcher out here. I
A
don't
little,
need a mascot
little to
catching.
the left. I said I wasn't gonna stand on the mound. Then I did sing because they said
Yeah.
they kind of said it, and then it was I had it all dim, and I was like, oh, let's just go stand, and so
Now, I do find it interesting. You almost always wear a hat, and then you're out there on the mound. You don't have one.
I did not wear a hat. Well, sometimes I think it was because it's I'm not not trying to hide. It was because it's you feel like they're invited you to be out there to be comedian Nate Bargatze, so you're like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe I shouldn't wear a hat.
They asked me to wear one.
They did. Yeah.
Could you wear a scarf as well?
Yeah. I sometimes I won't wear a hat if I know it's going to be nighttime soon, and then you're like, well, I don't want to, and if maybe it feels dark to me, and I'm like, well, I'll just not worry about it for too long. But that one, honestly, I was thinking well, I'm going out there to throw the pitch. I was doing an interview with something else, and you're just kind of I don't want to just look like I'm just. If they would have given me a Nashville Sounds hat or something.
What about the video you made off this pitch, Aaron?
of Nate getting taken yard.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a lot of fun making that. Yeah. Laura sent me that video. There it is.
That's a fun.
Oh, jeez.
They've
I'm not
also
logged in.
a million people have sent me the video of the guy who just fell on the mound. I don't know if you've seen that video.
Mm.
I think it must have just happened. The guy threw out the first pitch. I don't know who he was,
Oh,
but he
yeah.
just slips and falls down, completely falls down. So
Yeah.
a lot of people have sent me that saying, just try to be better than this guy. Boom.
I have a theory that guy did that on purpose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I saw a TikTok he made about it.
Mm.
Where he was like, "Oh, I guess I messed up," and then if you watch it, you're like, "That looks a little intentional."
What do you mean he messed up? What?
The first pitch where he tripped.
Oh,
He's trying to go viral.
He's like a content creator on TikTok.
yeah. Oh, I don't believe that at all. Now, if you tell me that,
He looked to me, he looked embarrassed when he got up, but maybe you're right.
no, I agree. When I think I did see, I think I did see this, and then I thought, well, he didn't. I don't know if I believed it because it was dumb.
I wondered why. I've watched it a bunch because everybody sent it to me. Why he slipped? Like
Yeah, it doesn't make sense why he slipped. And
Okay.
yeah, and then I mean, well, now I'm completely done with it. The fact that you go, he's a content creator.
Mhm.
Yeah, then you get a viral video. Everybody's watching it. And then if you got some other videos,
It's
maybe
yeah,
I will
dude.
slip now.
Yeah.
This
There
yeah,
he is.
yeah,
Yeah, here's the pitch.
yeah. That's fake.
Then to throw in the ball like that.
Yeah,
he should have threw some confetti up too when he
yeah,
fell.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I believed it. Two, he looks like an athletic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like he looks too athletic to.
Yeah, that's
Nobody's
so-
going to question it if I do that.
Yeah, oh God, I hope you do, Brian.
It's to go.
I really want you to practice and burn it up out there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I want.
It's to go viral. Man, this. Yeah,
He did a good job.
Yeah, so everybody sees this video. That's like, I think about that. Like they're, if you're a content, like, golly, that is like a prison that you're in.
Where you just have to do stuff like this. All
You
the time?
have to do anything that you do. You have to create and like do stuff and like fake stuff, and just because it's because why? Like, what else are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah, the ball throw. Yeah, here. Yeah, it's like people that just have a story going all the time on Instagram. It's like that must be exhausting.
exhausting.
I mean, I can't do it.
No. Well, it's the difference of like I always think that with comics, like sometimes comics, like it's like they think put all your stuff out or whatever, and you're like, you need to save. Like, if you have a good joke, like save it.
Yeah.
Don't just put it out on something that's kind of gonna get like just flipped by. It's gonna be like, oh, that's really funny, and like maybe get shared. I just don't think there's a connection to it. It's like eating fast food. People say eat fast food, you don't get full. You're just hungry again. It's like that's kind of that. It doesn't really matter how good the joke is or whatever it is. Or whatever it can be. It's like everybody will see it. Everybody's gonna go, and it's gonna be the whole world will be like, oh yeah, that's that, and then it'll just be gone, and no one. And then
There's a balance though. You have to put stuff out to be seen and kind of stay in the mix.
Yes, it's a lot harder now
Yeah.
as a younger comic that you do have to do that, and that's why when I see the crowd work stuff, I guess I don't mind that. I mean, I don't like. I'm not the biggest crowd work fan, but but I don't. I understand. I understand. Like that's an easy way to be like, not easy, but it's a way that you're like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like you have to do it to get into these things, but man, you just paint yourself. It's just like you got to do that forever, dude. You got to go talk to. I don't feel like you're ever going to really get to be a comedian. Like you're not going to really learn how to be a comedian because I mean, obviously these dudes are very funny, and I get it, but you're not going to like learn how to do a joke, learn how to really work a joke out. You got to work. A joke takes a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. It's comedy's like fun and it's all like, just being funny, just being silly. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get a joke to work right.
Or you can just do this.
Yeah, but I mean, like that guy, like
3
that.
million views here.
Yeah, I do feel bad for like comedians that are starting out. Like it's like you got to go do that. I mean, I don't even know what I would tell them to do. It's like I get that you got to go put that stuff up. I get you got to go put jokes up on social media and stuff like that. But
Yeah, just do one current event joke a week,
mhm.
At an open mic and put that up. And then you don't have to burn your real jokes.
Or I would honestly just do this, start a podcast, like do something,
sketches or something.
that could be expensive though. But it's like you could do podcasts or you could do. I mean, you got to do stuff. It's a weird, slippery thing. But I think if you also work on your act and you become, just go like. It's like you could do stuff, but then just go keep working on your act. If you're knowing, like, all right, I'm going to do stand up. I'm going to tell these jokes. So I'm going to keep just doing this. Like you think about, there's something that's rewarding to think about, like, or that's good to, if you have a good joke, no one can see it until they see you live or they can see you or you sell a special. And look, getting to that point is obviously very hard, but you should be protective of stuff that's like good. Otherwise, you don't want to throw something that's so good at that you're like, dude, that could have been a 5-minute stand-up bit that everybody would have remembered.
Yeah.
Instead, you like put it out and you're like, everybody's gonna look at it multiple times, and then they're going to kind of move on. They're not going to really, because it's like this stuff, like with that guy falling down, you're not going to be like, what is it? It's like, I mean, that guy has to just do this. Like he has to go, to like everything he does, every second of his day, he has to walk into a door or like do something.
Imagine being proud that you fell on the mountain. You're like, oh yeah, this is great. This is going to be awesome. This is what I wanted. You would rather fall than throw a good pitch. Because a good pitch, that's got, 2 views.
Yeah, I mean, look, it really made me laugh when I first saw it. When I first saw this video. And then I found out who the guy was. And I was like, that kind of sours this
I go like,
well,
I don't know if I believe anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, even when you see it, I think when I saw this the first, I was like, I don't know if I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, it's because it doesn't make sense why you would fall.
Yeah.
And you can, and he's young. He's too young. He's too like, he's a big dude. There's a great chance. Like, I bet if you really looked at him, you're like, this guy probably played sports. Like this guy, you're like, you're just not going to.
Yeah. And then there's people that won't create anything, right? I got a younger sister and she works all these jobs that she hates, but she had like 20 dogs, right? I was like, why don't you film yourself feeding these dogs and post that? I was like, just do something. You might pick up a following and you might make a little money off this, monetized. Yeah. She won't do it. I'm like, just get in there in the pen, throw some meat out there, see if they tackle you, whatever. Just film it. You know what I mean?
Just go crazy.
Get out there, fight these dogs.
Yeah. And she won't do it. I'm like, you love these dogs. Just get in there with them.
Mm-hmm. The neighbor has some dogs. You can fight those dogs.
I said, I'll buy you the camera. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But they won't do it.
I think stand-up is stand-up's in a great spot right now. So comics coming up, it's like, it's a good thing, man. It's a lot of stand-up comedy is more known than it's ever been known. A lot of people are doing big places, and it's just in a great spot. So the ones starting out, you just make sure you have an act. It doesn't even really matter. Like whatever your act is, have an act. I'm not, if it's crowd work, if it's this, it's that, or if it's whatever it is, have a show. To be like, when people come see you, have a show. If the ones that make it and the ones that are going up, if they have a show, they will continue to grow the whole art form of stand. And it's going to become giant. Just have a show. Mm-hmm. People need to sit there for an hour and feel satisfied that they saw you. And then we'll be good. All right.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like there's nothing like putting out a video that you think you're like, oh, I love this joke. This joke does well live all the time. I'm going to put it on the internet. And then it kind of bomb on the internet. Because now you're like, oh man, now I can't do it live.
Yeah.
But it's like having an act. I mean, that's what I try to do. I post a lot of kind of bad jokes because they like they got to laugh in the room, but it's
Mhm.
not ruining that material for me
Yeah.
because I want to save all this stuff for the live show.
Yeah.
I mean, I want people to come and be like, "Oh, I've not seen any." I want them to be pleasantly surprised. They're like, "I've been seeing these riffs on the internet, and now the show is great."
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Well, I mean, look at a special. Like, why would someone watch a special if they've seen
Yeah.
a bunch of clips of this already? It's like you want to see it. Yeah.
Dusty, I'm trying to set the bar real low.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Lower-
have people think I'm terrible at comedy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they show up and I got punchlines.
And they're like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I had no idea this would be
Whoa.
like this."
Yeah.
I didn't expect this.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. This week we're talking about Minnesota.
Mm.
Right. The lake state.
The 10,000 lakes.
Land of 10,000 lakes.
Yeah. You know why they
Wow.
call it that?
Because there's 10,000 lakes there.
It's actually 11,000 something, but
Doesn't have the same ring,
That sounds better than 10,000.
does it?
11's more.
well, it's like 11,300 and I don't know.
Oh, you don't need to be
Yeah.
that specific, but
But
You
the
know.
name though, the land of 11,000 lakes.
That's not good.
oh, I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
There's an alliteration there.
land
The
of
land
11.
of 11,000 lakes.
Land of 11,000 lakes.
You don't like that?
But I mean, maybe when it was called that, there was only 10,000 lakes.
Maybe so.
And so then they're like, well, we can't just keep.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, we probably shouldn't put a number on it.
Yeah.
They probably
'Cause-
just couldn't count as well back then. I mean,
And then what if
The
they
land of
do?
lakes,
They
they
go, well,
could've
how
been.
many lakes does other people have? They go, there's a good chance they have 10,000.
Yeah.
There's a good chance every state has.
Yeah. Like depending
Well,
on
how
what
many
we're calling a lake.
Yeah, how many lakes are in Tennessee?
I have no idea.
What do we even consider a
10,000
lake?
seems like a lot.
Could a pond be a lake
I don't think so.
in the right
No,
context?
didn't we look that up? There are 1,393 lakes in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. all right.
So there's a lot more in Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I
I mean,
looked this
about
up because I
10,000
think we
more.
talked about this on the podcast before. The difference between a lake and a pond. It's about depth. It's not
Okay.
necessarily about
How big?
how wide or long it is. It's about how
Mhm.
deep it is.
How deep does it need to be?
I think you just kind of go, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Like if it dries up in July, it's probably not a lake.
It changes into a pond real
Yeah.
quick.
Or
Yeah.
marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call it, the legend is Paul Bunyan and his blue ox created the lakes with their footprints.
I believe that.
The other alternative, you've already beat me to the punch,
Sorry,
Dusty, is
sorry.
melting glaciers is the what scientists say caused it.
okay,
But I figured you
okay.
would go more with Paul.
Yeah.
But even before you heard the other answer,
Yeah.
Where was he walking to?
I don't know.
What is the deal with Paul Bunyan?
Keith Alberstadt used to have a funny joke about driving through Minnesota, and they're like, "Oh, look at that blue ox," and they're like, "Yeah, he's from here."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, the imaginary
Yeah.
blue animal." It's just a legend. Paul Bunyan and Babe the blue ox. They have a statue there in Minnesota, and according to Kodak, it's the second most photographed statue in the U.S. behind Mount Rushmore.
I had a book where John Henry and Paul Bunyan played baseball.
Oh, yeah.
John Henry was going to pitch, and Paul Bunyan was going to bat, and they were both giants.
Yeah.
And John Henry threw it so fast, and Paul Bunyan swung so fast, the tree burned up, the ball burned up. We don't know.
Mhm.
It was a pretty riveting tale. But Paul Bunyan, was a giant axeman.
Yeah, it's just like a big
A
He
lumberjack.
had a
lumberjack,
giant
right?
ox.
Yeah.
It was blue.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not based off a guy, right? Like it's just like a.
I don't know that there's any.
I don't think now Johnny
Legend.
Appleseed was like a real guy, right? At one point.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Paul Bunyan's different.
Was
I
he
think-
hanging out with Paul Bunyan?
I don't know if they were the same time period.
Mhm.
No, I don't
Be
think
a
so.
fun hang though.
Yeah.
Johnny Appleseed and Paul Bunyan.
I don't know that Paul Bunyan was ever a real person.
Hmm
I think it was just folklore. Minnesota is a Native American word, which means land of tiny soft drinks.
I mean, that's funny.
Oh,
Is
That's
that,
good.
is
That's
that
right.
you
You
make
come up
up
with
that
that?
took a minute.
Yeah,
That
come
took a
on.
minute.
That's been
pretty
waiting
good.
all week to throw that
Oh,
out.
Yeah.
man, that's great.
That's pretty good.
I was not making the connection. That's good.
Yeah, it took a
It took me a
second.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
good.
It's a smart joke for
Yeah.
smart people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dumb it down for this man. Oh, it was a good joke in the 80s, still good, relevant now.
Yeah.
Does anybody know the capital of Minnesota?
St. Paul.
Fargo.
That's North Dakota. Not the capital, but what'd you say?
St. Paul.
Yep, St. Paul.
That's where I'll be.
6 shows, right?
6 shows.
6 shows.
Yeah.
That's
At
the,
the
that's
what?
the
Doing a
sister
club
city
out
of
there, dude?
Minneapolis, right?
Yeah. Theater.
Wow.
They're sisters. St. Paul and Minneapolis.
Yeah. I didn't.
Twins.
Twins.
The Twin Cities.
Twin Cities. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Not identical. They're fraternal.
Yes.
I didn't realize like when because like when my routing so when I see the like where we're going and stuff, sometimes like I didn't really think about it, and then it's like St. Paul, and so then I'm not thinking that's Minneapolis. Like I just I'm looking at all these cities. You're just kind of like, okay, and then I feel like we were trying to do a bigger an arena or something there, and then it was like, oh, let's do this other one, and I was like, that makes sense. St. Paul, who knows, if I'll sell tickets.
Yeah.
I don't know it's Minneapolis though. But I mean, my agents they're very good at knowing what to do. So then we ended up doing it, and then I'm like, wait, where is St. Paul again? And then they're like,
look at them in proximity to each other.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a few blocks away.
Yeah, it's just across the river, right? That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's playing the same. It's just like that venue's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun. We'll be there all week. And so that is fun.
6 shows, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So St. Paul is the Twin City. Not originally though. According to the Minnesota Historical Society, it was originally I've lost my place. St. Anthony that was the original Twin City, and then because St. Paul is 14 miles from Minneapolis, which was a day ride away back then.
Oh yeah.
But then over time, St. Anthony just became part of Minneapolis, and then later St. Paul became the Twin City.
Okay.
St. Paul at one time was not going to be the capital. The legislature voted to make it St. Peter, but the St. Paul legislator who was in charge of making it happen, he took the bill and ran and hid for days to keep them from passing it, and then they just never.
Well, pocket veto.
Pocket
It's
veto.
like the Flag Day person, just kind of.
What do you mean?
Oh, they got a Flag Day. They just kept emailing or writing in.
Yeah,
they go, whatever. Just
Persistence is key.
Yeah,
Right.
the same kind of thing. It just.
This guy took physical possession of the document, ran and hid for days in a bar, and nobody could find him. So they finally were like, all right.
Now that document's in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
It might be, who knows? But
Yeah.
they kept it St. Paul. St. Paul was originally called Pig's Eye.
Oh, jeez.
It's a good change.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Called it Pig's Eye
I
because
like Pig's Eye.
I don't think it was officially called that, but there was a guy with a patch on his eye. He was blind in one eye, and they called him Pig's Eye, and he ran a tavern. Everybody liked him, so they called the place Pig's Eye.
The town.
Doesn't sound like they
The
liked
whole
him.
town they call it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like when it was first becoming an establishment,
Yeah.
like a place called Pig's Eye, and then they changed it to St. Paul.
Yeah. When was
Yeah.
this?
Early 1800s
Yeah.
Okay.
Old
or
Pig's
mid
Eye.
1800s.
That's about the time they were
That's
doing
about
that kind
right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to know a lot about this.
And
when you
they're
go there. You're
like,
going to blow them away.
They're like, is it Pig's Eye or St. Paul
Yeah.
for the name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels like a pretty unanimous poll.
Yeah.
Came down to St. Paul, I think.
Exactly.
Now, I bet the people at that time like Pig's Eye better. This was just some uppity guy who changed it to St. Paul.
Mm.
Some priest, some Catholic
Yeah, I
priest
know.
comes in, tries
I
to
know.
ruin things.
That's what they always do.
That guys
Yeah.
were trying to live in a society.
Yeah.
No, but we like Pig's Eye.
Yeah.
He's blind in the one eye, you know?
Yeah.
That's why we
Yeah,
call
no,
him
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's a pig come from?
I was about to say,
Maybe he had
did
a-
he look like a pig? Did he smell like a pig?
It was
Is
a
he big?
pigskin eye patch.
I bet he's. I have a feeling he was just a big guy
Yeah.
that has an eye.
Maybe his one working eye was from a pig. Maybe it was a pig transplant.
I thought that's you say that he put a pig's. The other eye was like he's like, well, I'll just put a pig's eye in there. So one of his eyes was from a pig.
It doesn't say that. It just said he was called Pig's Eye. His name is Pierre Parent.
Oh, he's a Frenchman.
Yeah. I think everybody was.
That's why they're calling him a pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a real-
Pierre. Yeah.
Cultural thing.
Yeah.
They hated the guy.
Probably nice. Yeah. Heard that it was a polite thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe pigs were a term of endearment.
Mm-hmm. It's like taking your shoes off at someone's home.
Maybe so. Minneapolis used to be called Mill City. It was the mill capital the world.
The
There's
meal capital?
Mill.
Okay. Mills.
Sorry.
Mills.
No, that's okay. I thought they said
What's a
meal.
mill?
Well, I say it the same.
It would take a lot to be the meal capital of the
the
country.
old mill screen.
Yeah.
Right in Nashville at Opryland.
Old
theme
mill
park.
scream.
Yeah.
Oh, was a ride.
Yeah.
Like the Scream Machine in Six Flags.
Yeah.
Remember that?
This one was a water
this
ride.
is a water ride. You just went down the hill.
Oh.
Old mill scream.
There's
And
still
then you go a mill. What is a mill? It's the water thing. It just pumps water.
It's a windmill.
Windmill.
Or
Right?
it could be a water.
No.
water
Yeah.
a water mill.
Yeah.
What's that called?
This is a water mill.
Is it called a water mill?
I don't know what it's called, but
Well, they were a mill town, but
like flour mill.
Like-
There's the
like-
old mill scream right
like
there.
they
man.
produce things.
yeah. So it's the old mill scream. It'd go down, and there's a bridge. You could stand over it, and you'd get splashed with water. So like kids would just go stand over it and just get
Oh yeah,
drenched.
yeah. They had one of those at Six Flags too. I remember that. What was that called? But you could stand on the bridge and it just soaks you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the old what was the TV show? Step by Step. They had a scene at the beginning where they were standing on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had more of these in Minneapolis than anywhere else.
Old mill screams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Mill City Museum there. Now you can go visit.
Oh,
What kind of
man.
mills did they do though? Like
A flour mill.
flour. Okay.
Yeah. General Mills is still located there.
Okay.
I think we talked about
So they
that.
did a
when
lot
we
of
talked about
wheat.
cereal.
They're doing a
Yeah.
lot of wheat, grinding a lot of wheat in there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thrilling stuff.
I guess so. Minnesota is home to Target,
Right.
Best Buy, 3M, Duluth Trading Company, and General Mills.
I know Target's. Maybe I did know that Target's.
Oh,
based
one of
out
those
there.
would have got y'all's
I
attention.
like that you were
Yeah.
losing interest as the list went on.
Kept waiting for somebody to jump in.
Is Duluth that big of a? Yeah.
I think it's pretty big now.
They have a lot of
Big now.
commercials.
I see
Yeah, they
'em.
do have a lot of
I
commercials.
see them everywhere.
I remember them coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember like
I'm-
stuff.
I
It's
remember-
crazy to remember stuff coming out.
Like the cartoon commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess they've been around a minute.
they've been around for a while. I remember. I think I've had stuff from Duluth.
And 3M, I love
Yeah.
tape. I love being able to use tape.
Scotch tape was invented there.
Yeah.
Oh, in
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I use tape almost
3M.
every day. I use a little tape.
Yeah.
They started in 1989. So in that short of time, 34 years ago,
Well.
they really made a splash.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Well, Target started in Roseville, Minnesota, but I think they're headquartered now in Minneapolis. The
Right.
Target Center.
Target Center and Target Field.
Yeah.
Right, for the Twins and the
Timberwolves.
yeah.
Well, that's where the Minnesota Twins comes from because of the Twin Cities.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom. I never knew.
You just piece that together?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
You think
fun.
they were just named after just
I had no idea.
yeah.
Minnesota has one of only 13 McDonald's in the country. This is in Apple Valley. You should go visit this, Nate. Still has the original design.
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That does look fun. I like the McDonald's where it still has the number on there of
Yeah.
how many people they've served. It
Yeah.
says over 1 million people. They probably eclipsed that.
Oh.
It's just-
Yeah. I mean, do they not say that everywhere anymore?
Well, they're probably losing a lot of
I
eaters.
think it's
too.
over 1 billion now.
You don't see these signs. I've seen that say billions and billions served.
Oh, really?
I've seen that. Yeah.
I've
But-
never seen. I remember seeing the 1 million. The 1 million was everywhere.
When people
Mhm.
pass away, though, do they still say they're serving them? I mean, the number should be balancing out in some way.
No, it's not serving at this moment. It's
That they've served over time.
It's only
it's
going to grow.
total number of customers lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They don't have to go recalculate when people die.
It's a tote board.
yeah.
We're going down.
Well, 3M makes some post-it notes, I bet, too, so they could easily just fix it.
Mhm.
Oh, work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. That would be fun to go to that McDonald's.
I looked it up. It's in Apple Valley, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, so not too far.
All right, got like a little something to do.
Still got the
wow.
original packaging on all the food. That's cool. With a single arch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little weird.
I love McDonald's, man.
Yeah.
I just look at it, and I mean, it's probably my
I
favorite.
can smell
restaurant.
it looking at the logo. I
Yeah.
can kind of smell it.
Yeah, I would honestly say it's my favorite restaurant.
Yeah. And lucky for you, there's a bunch of
I
them.
know, but it's like I like the colors. I like everything
with
about
you.
it.
I know it's not good for you, but the last
Yeah.
2 nights driving home from shows,
Oh,
I
man.
went through
What'd you
McDonald's
get?
drive-thru.
Talk me through it, Brian. What'd you get?
Number 7,
Okay, what is that?
2 cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it used to be the number 2.
Yeah, they
It did
got
used to be the
changed
number
it.
2.
Yeah.
Now the
Yeah.
number 2 is the quarter pounder.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had 1 quarter pounder in my life, and it's because I was trying to order 2 cheeseburgers, and I said number 2, and then it was not too long ago either, and then I go, I was like, what is this? Because I'm not people that like the quarter pounder, they're into the quarter pounder,
Yeah.
like that's their thing. But I was trying to get the 2 cheeseburgers, and they switched to number 7. I don't like it. That's the one thing that it's a weird. I don't think that's a good number.
It's not fair.
It was 2 was like such a good.
Yeah, because it's 2 burgers.
Yeah, it's 2
Yeah,
burgers.
yeah.
Numbers. I'll take the number 2. Just,
But
why
with
would
McDonald's, almost you just get back in line. You go, I don't like this. You just get back in line and
That's
get
true.
what you wanted.
It's that efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be as if I had my last meal. I think I would probably go McDonald's. I would just.
That's your death row meal.
Yeah, I'd want it. Like hot. Like don't like. Let's.
You order the number 2 by mistake for your
I
last
would
meal.
order a lot. I go. You know what? I'll take the number 2. It was. I would do. No, I would do number 1. No onions.
Big
But I would like.
What's the number 1? The Whopper?
The Big Mac.
Oh, Big Mac.
Whopper.
Burger King. Sorry.
Dude, Dusty.
Dusty, what is
What
the
are we
matter with you, dude?
Get off this podcast.
Yeah. What are
I
you?
mean,
That sounds like.
I've not been to McDonald's in a long time. The only thing I've
Why
had.
don't you name your son Thomas? Because you sound like you're too high-fluting that you don't know the poor man's food.
Is that what McDonald's is?
No, I think it's a
No, I think it's real Americans, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's the last true cross section of America.
yeah.
I've had a hash. I like the hash brown that McDonald's has. That's
Hash brown's great.
I like that. That's what I.
You don't like fast food?
I don't really. No, I don't really eat it.
Did y'all not eat it growing up?
No, we ate it like it was the only food that
See,
existed.
this is the opposite. Is we had fast food once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year?
Yeah, on Fat Tuesday.
Is that true? You
Yeah.
had it on Fat
As your
Tuesday?
family?
Yeah, our family. We go to McDonald's and then we went to Dairy Queen on Fat Tuesday.
2 in one day.
We double dip.
Wow.
And then we never have fast food. My mom cooked every meal. So I think that was actually a problem later in life.
Yeah.
When I was on my own, making my own money, I was like,
Every day
every
was
day
Fat
can be
Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday.
a lot
yeah.
of times I ate
And it
Hardee's
did. And every
2
day
times
became
a day.
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes. And Fat Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's your special holiday, Fat Tuesday.
Oh,
I've
pi-
seen that joke.
Oh,
I've seen you do
yeah.
that joke.
Filet
That's my
fish.
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
old Pig Eye. He goes, look who's
Pig Eye Weber.
Yeah, Pig Eye Weber. Look who he's going back through the line.
But I actually believe in that theory. I think you should let kids eat a little fast food. They'll want to eat it less when they're an adult.
Yeah.
I think there's some truth to that.
I don't know.
don't
We'll
know.
find out with Harper. She's with me.
Yeah.
Where Laura cooks though, like
I ate it so much. I mean, fast food so much as a kid.
I think generally speaking, you learn your parents' eating habits, and I admire you for changing just because you just do it because of the health, right? Because you know it's not good
Yeah,
for
well, because my stomach was like, stop doing that.
Mhm.
I mean, I just put it to. I mean, even in my 20s, I would go to Hardee's and get the loaded omelet biscuit and then put a little gravy from the gravy and
Mm.
biscuits on the. I mean, and it's delicious. But I was really putting on the pounds. I mean, I was,
that's the hardest part about trying to eat healthy is it's just it's because it's just an immediate reward. So you're just very happy in the moment, and then you feel kind of gross after.
Yeah.
But man, that moment's awesome.
Sometimes I feel gross halfway through it.
Yeah.
Maybe like, well, I might as well finish it.
Yeah.
You don't even enjoy the second
Yeah.
half.
Eat that side sandwich.
Yeah, get the side.
It's like you
sandwich.
got to get addicted to feeling good. That's the thing that you don't want to break the streak of. I try to think of that now with myself because I'll tend to want to do something, and I'm in a better spot than I've ever been,
Mhm.
where I'm kind of like, I know if I because you think one bite of this doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So what does it matter if I eat? If I have one McDonald's, why does that matter? But it does matter but it's hard for me to understand why it matters.
Well, don't you think, man, I'm not going to appreciate feeling good if I don't feel bad from time to time. You know what I mean? I got to appreciate feeling good.
That is
Yeah.
true. But I mean, it's the thing that Tim Young, comedian, said. People don't know how good it feels to feel healthy. Like they don't know how you feel like it's every day. You're like, dude, today's the best day I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And it's because you wake up and you just don't feel, you're not bogged down at all. You don't feel like kind of sick to your stomach. You don't feel, you're just like, but it's boredom is where you go, then I'm going to go eat.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, what am I going to go do? Like, I'm just standing here. And then so it's, you're addicted to, I mean, that's with alcohol, food, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
quitting drinking is all about. When you quit and you wake up and you're never hungover, you're like, because when you drink every day, you almost get used to being hungover.
Mhm.
And when you're not hungover, you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
That's how people live every day.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
don't, but people do. Like, they
Uh-huh.
don't, it's, Kurt Metzger had a joke about something like going to the bath. Like, you're not supposed to go to the bathroom 50 times a day or something. Like, or like, you know what I mean? Like, your stomach can't just be hurting all the time.
Yeah.
It's not, it should be, you should be able to, like, I don't know, just wake up, you feel good, you don't feel tired, you don't feel, I think caffeine's a problem too.
It's yeah.
I have a lot of caffeine, and I'm like slowly going, like, I think you just realize, like, if you can wire yourself off this stuff, you're like, I think you will feel so much better, and you realize, like, oh, how much this stuff is so bad.
Yeah.
And it just keeps us,
I love it though.
like,
Oh.
it just keeps, I love it too.
I
It
love
just
it.
keeps us down, because it's like, yeah, you're just overwhelmed. You just have so much stuff. You're addicted to so much stuff that
Yeah.
you just are.
Coffee is like a real comfort thing too. I did not have
Mhm.
coffee for, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. And I had a cup yesterday, and then I got here and they had a cup. I was like, you know what? I'll take one too. And it's
Mhm.
like,
It's just something to do.
it feels good. Yeah, it is something to do, especially in the wintertime. You
Mhm.
hold a cup and it's warm and you're drinking and it just feels good. And I don't know. I love coffee.
Yeah.
Cardboard thing over the cup.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just something that, someone's like, let's go get coffee. Let's go do something. Like, you're not going to just sit and talk. But if you're you had a meeting, you're like, let's just go get coffee, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need something.
It's doing something.
Even if you're offering someone water, you're doing something, like, because
Yeah.
it's just, what are we doing?
Well, that's what's great about cigars too, is it's like at nighttime, it's a thing you can gather with people and do and not drink.
Yeah. And
You
they're
know?
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it, is the health benefits.
Yeah.
Natural, grown from the earth tobacco.
Yeah.
Oh, it is all those things.
Just good old, yeah, it is.
It's toasted.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
No.
Do you
But-
smoke cigar at home alone?
I would like to, but my wife is really cracks down on it. So I have
Yeah.
to go do things just so I can have the cigar
Yeah.
and then try to hide it,
Yeah.
which is not easy to do.
Dusty won't share ice cream with his pregnant wife.
Well, what I do, we had this debate recently, but I do buy her own ice cream,
Yeah.
and then she wants mine.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I don't like your flavor as much. But then what she does is she doesn't eat hers. So I end up eating it, even though I don't like the flavor, because it sits in there for too long and I eat it.
Yeah.
So it's a real debate, because I'm like, don't eat mine because you have your own. And then I eat both of ours.
I do. I tell when I'm going to go to McDonald's and I'm like set on, like, I'm eating this McDonald's, I'll tell Laura, do you want something? I go, I'm not giving you.
Yeah.
So make the decision now. But when I come back, you're not going to, because every time it's like, well, maybe I'll have a bite of it. No.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I
sometimes
don't-
you just got to buy an extra thing just because
Just because you know it'll happen.
they're going to come. She's going to come like a dog. They just sit there and stare at you. And you're like, you better. Yeah. And you go, what are you doing?
Yeah, I hate it. I have a whole system with my ice cream. If you buy a Ben and Jerry's, like a peanut butter cup or a chocolate chip cookie dough, it's got these little chunks in there. And if my wife wants a bite, she's going to want a bite with the chunk in there.
Of course.
And she's not going to want a vanilla bite.
No.
Yeah.
But it's never just one bite. It's 2 or 3. So now I'm giving up 2 or 3 chunks, and there's only so many chunks in there. I'm working it out as I go through. I'm cutting chunks in half so that I can have one with every bite. She messes up the ratio.
You have a system that you kind of like. I like you get in a little routine of how you eat and or whatever you do. Like, I do the same thing where you go, if I know how much something is in there, and then I'm like prepared myself to like, all right, I'm gonna have this tonight.
Yeah.
And then it's like you go in there and it's gone. And I mean, I would drive to Kansas in the middle of the night to fix this problem because you're like, I don't. Sometimes I'll have to tell myself, I'm like, maybe it won't be there.
Yeah.
So I won't. Then I can like already like let myself down easy instead of just like, all right, here we go. I'm about to eat this thing, and then it's gone. And,
yeah. I've said to my wife before, we would be like eating cake, and I'll go, I don't need to be eating this cake. And then later on that night, I'll go, oh, there's some cake in there. I'll go in there, it's gone. She goes, oh, I threw it out. You said you don't need to be eating it.
Threw it out.
And I'm like, what? It's the most devastating thing.
Yeah.
I can get cake anywhere, but in the moment, it's like, I can't believe you threw the cake out.
Threw it out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Were you running out of space in the fridge?
I don't think so.
You should say,
throw it out.
Yeah.
She said, you said you didn't want to be eating this. I'm
feel
like,
like
I said it.
Yeah, I was just talking.
Yeah. I say a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation.
I don't mean
here.
it.
Yeah.
You got to say, I shouldn't be eating this. I will decide when this will be thrown out.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to get specific.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to just write no on stuff growing up. She didn't want us to eat it with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Wow, but it's in there.
It's
That's
in there.
almost a little bit of a torture.
Yeah.
Well, she's
When you
like,
turn it upside down, it's on.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. There's a joke about that.
Yeah. I feel like you've told that. I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we've talked. We have a relationship outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dusty, why don't you tell us a little bit about those frames?
Oh, yeah. I am excited about this. Looking for a gift for Dad that he won't want to return? What if you could put all your photos in a place where he can actually see them? Then get him a Wi-Fi connected digital frame from Aura. Is that how it's said? I mean, I've only read it. I've not said it out loud.
I think you nailed it.
Aura. Okay. It's the perfect gift for Father's Day. And it is great. I got one of these. I opened it up. It was very easy. In a few minutes, I just set it up.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little folder, and then you just on your phone, and then you just load your pictures into the folder on your phone, pops up on the frame. It's great for us because my wife has different frames of different family members around the house. We only have so much room, right? So when they come to visit, she'll put those frames out, right? So now this is perfect. We can just load their pictures in here, and it's just on a rotator.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. It's named the #1 best digital picture frame by Wirecutter, The Strategist, and Wired. Aura frames are guaranteed to make Dad or Grandpa smile every single day. This is not the digital picture frame you remember from the early 2000s. There's no USB or SD cards and no hassle. With free unlimited storage, instantly frame photos and videos from any device anywhere in the world, and invite the whole family in on the fun through the free Aura app. You can even preload photos and add a personal video message that will display as soon as the frame is connected. Anywhere in the world, you could be away from home and be like, oh, I forgot to load my uncle into the frame.
Yeah.
He's coming to visit. Boom, pop it in there no matter where you're at. Right now, Aura has a great deal for Father's Day. Listeners can save by visiting auraframes.com/Nate. That's AURA frames.com/Nate. Use code Nate to get $30 off plus free shipping on their best-selling frames. This deal ends on June 18th, so don't wait. Terms and conditions apply.
There we go.
We got 2 ads for frames. Glasses, picture frames.
Yeah.
We're framing it up out here.
Framing it up.
Let's talk about some famous Minnesotans.
All right.
Who you guys think of? Who's somebody comes to mind?
Jesse the
Jesse-
Body.
Yeah. That's who I would have thought of.
I
Jesse
thought
Ventura.
Prince. Prince jumps out to me.
That's
Oh,
who I
yeah.
would have thought. I didn't even think about Jesse the Body.
I thought
Yeah,
Jesse.
Who's Jesse? Who's
Need it.
Jesse the Body?
Jesse Ventura.
Oh, I've never heard him called the Body.
That was his wrestling name,
Yeah.
Jesse the Body.
Oh, I had
Ventura.
no idea.
Yeah.
I know him
Forgot all-
mainly as a governor.
That's so funny. I forgot about him. Well, I thought of Prince. Paisley Park. That's somewhere else you could go, Nate. That's his home. That's kind of like Graceland,
Oh,
where you
really?
can go take tours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's not too far from Minneapolis, about a 20-minute drive.
I also think of Bob Dylan
Bob Dylan is from Minnesota.
from Duluth, Minnesota. Is that right?
I didn't write down where he's from, but he's from Minnesota.
I think up in that area. Me and Aaron did a gig up there in Duluth at the I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
but it was-
Irish pub.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have even said Kirby Puckett. But I don't know if he's
Oh,
even
yeah.
from there.
Minnesota
I don't think
Twins
he's from
guy.
there, but he played obviously for
Yeah.
the Twins. He's-
Played against the Braves back
Yeah.
in the day.
Mhm.
that World Series killed me. That 91. I was a Braves fan as a kid. They were always terrible. 91, they turned it around, worst to first.
Yeah.
7-game World Series, and Twins 1-7.
Didn't he lose an eye or something?
He did.
Kirby Puckett.
Kirby did?
Yeah.
He-
Old
at least
pig eye.
blinded he was at least blinded in an eye.
Wait,
Big
from a-
eye.
Was it
Oh,
from
big guy.
That's what made me think of it. From a foul ball, was it?
I thought he had some type of weird disease, like some
Okay.
type of eye disease that caused it.
Yeah. What a shame.
Like, in his playing days? Or toward the end, I
I
guess?
feel like it was after he retired.
Yeah.
But he still would have liked to use the eye, I think.
Wow.
You know,
Is-
my
wait, he
dad.
died?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died
Oh.
in 2006.
Oh, at 45.
45, so young, man.
Oh,
Forced to
wow.
retire in 96 at age 36 due to loss of vision in one eye from a central retinal vein occlusion.
You know, my dad tore a retina in his eye
Mm.
too. He had surgery on it, but he had to have
Today?
several surgeries. Not today.
Oh.
And he has scar tissue. He can barely see out of that eye now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had to stop hunting because he can't see through a scope.
That's crazy. He's from Chicago. Yeah.
That's close enough to Minneapolis.
Such
I'd
a
say.
good name,
Yeah.
man.
Kirby
Kirby
Puckett.
Puckett is
Kirby
a
Puckett.
great baseball
Kirby,
name.
maybe think
Kirby
about Kirby.
Slay.
Kirby.
Slay.
Prince.
Kirby
I
Slay.
mean,
What about Puckett? Old Puckett.
Puckett.
Slay.
yeah.
Puckett Slay.
Puckett.
These are my kids, Daisy and Puckett.
Yeah, these are-
They're like, what is
Daisy
it?
and Kirby. You see Daisy and Kirby.
Daisy and Kirby, yeah.
Chris
Kirby.
Rock used to have a joke
Kirby
saying
Slay.
there's two black people in Minnesota, Prince and Kirby Puckett. Judy Garland's from Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Kirby.
Garrison Keeler.
I know
Oh,
Garrison
yeah.
Keeler, yeah.
He did a Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah.
Had a
Girl told me I talk like him one time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Sort of your energy is the same.
Yeah.
Your voices don't sound alike.
Would you listen to that? It's funny. Pre-owned companion
Mhm.
growing up.
In the car, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
What?
There we go.
What are you talking about?
I can see that.
Did you not listen to that?
No. What, are you out of your mind?
I would catch it on
He was on the
Sundays.
show.
I was on the show. It's right above my head.
Oh, yeah.
But with Chris Thiele. But I mean, I never heard of it.
Yeah. Y'all want
Like-
an NPR family?
Lake Wobegon. Is that it?
Yeah.
Would you listen to public radio?
No.
Yeah. Did
Not
you?
growing up. I did listen to it a little bit on the road when I only had regular radio.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, you find this, you're like, this is actually pretty good listening.
This
Yeah.
this is the difference.
We'd also
But-
listen to Car Talk on NPR too. You ever listen to that?
No, we didn't. I don't know if I knew what NPR was.
I don't think it
I
existed when
definitely
I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was a kid, the only talk radio was Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
That was the only
I
talk.
remember that. My parents
Yeah.
were listening. Yeah.
I figure you liked Bell. Is it Al Bell? After Hours? Do you know?
I remember hearing
Oh,
about
is that like coast to coast?
Coast to Coast, yeah.
I'd be into that. I never figured out how you can find coast to coast.
Yeah, I remember someone telling me about that
Yeah.
coast to coast.
Yeah, but Prairie Home Companion it's fun.
I've done the show.
Yeah,
It's very fun. I think it's a certain
I don't even know what it really is.
your clientele is
It's just a made up
what
show.
I can
Yeah.
see a family
Yeah.
that goes to fast food one time a year
Yeah.
and they went to Notre Dame and all like yeah. I think it makes sense. It makes sense. You know.
Yeah. Oh, it
That's
does.
fair. Oh,
It
yeah.
does.
That's fair.
What was your meal at McDonald's the one time a year?
Oh, dude, I would go. It's when the dollar menu was hot. I think I'd just
You went economical the one time a year?
Well,
No, I
you
mean,
could
look,
just go.
I'd put in some work on that dollar
Yeah,
menu.
yeah.
I'm just saying
Multiple
you could
dollars.
order. It used to be very common to just order off of that.
I got you. I got you. I thought you like, guys, I want to save us money. So
No,
Just
this is
gonna
Fat
go-
Tuesday. Dude. This is not what Fat Tuesday
Did
is
y'all
about.
have a budget, or was it kind of?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe my parents did, but we
Yeah.
weren't thinking about it.
Is that what Fat Tuesday is?
It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
But like it means to eat as much as you
Well,
can.
we're about to go into 40 days of Lent,
Okay.
So
right?
live it
So
up.
it's kind of you live it up before, and Ash Wednesday, which is the day after Fat Tuesday, is like a day of fasting.
Okay.
So the idea is you go in on Fat Tuesday because you got 40 days coming up where you're supposed
Oh,
to
see, I've read that.
hold it back.
That's like the worst thing to do just for torture of yourself, because you on the day before you expand the stomach.
Well, I think that's part of it.
And then the next day you fast. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh, so you think it's
Trying to
all
make the
about-
fast more meaningful.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, he
Yeah.
goes, they're like, "What'd you give up, Aaron?" He goes, "Not McDonald's."
Yeah.
Charles Schultz, creator of Peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
I
I
watched
know that name. What did she do?
Little House on the Prairie.
Little
Okay,
House on
yes,
the Prairie.
okay,
That's
yeah.
the Prairie I watched.
Yeah.
We watched Little
Yeah.
House on the Prairie.
A lot of
That's a
prairies.
great
Did you
show.
watch that? No, you wouldn't have.
I know my mom would. I remember watching it.
I remember there was a watermill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
watched
intro.
it. Was it live when you watched it?
It was like, was it J.R.R. Martin that wrote Game of Thrones as the show was going? Like he would add. That's what was going on with Little House on the Prairie
When did it air?
in the 70s and early 80s.
Yes, I'm saying you watched it live.
Oh, I thought you
Oh.
meant like I was out on the
Oh,
prairie happening
no.
in the 1800s.
No.
Oh, yeah, I did watch it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There'd be a cliffhanger and I'd have to wait.
That's so.
Oh, that is funny.
I mean, maybe
Albert got hooked on drugs once.
Yeah.
He did.
What was I remember that guy
Michael Landon.
Yeah.
My
That
mom
guy
loved
was-
Michael
Yeah.
Landon.
Well, I mean, dude, he was on fire.
Yeah.
Like he did that Seventh Heaven,
Yeah.
right?
He was
Highway to
on
Heaven.
Highway to
I
Heaven.
don't think he was
No.
on 7th though.
Oh, he wasn't.
No.
Highway to Heaven.
What's Highway? Oh, yeah.
He was
yeah.
an angel.
Yeah.
He went from this to an angel.
Well, he was an angel in this. He was in Bonanza, which is one of the biggest
big
westerns
time.
ever.
Big
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Then he does Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Then Highway to Heaven.
Bonanza's great.
I remember
good
this
show.
girl on the top left. She looks familiar.
Yeah, that's Melissa Gilbert who played Laura Ingalls.
Okay.
Wait, Laura Ingalls was the little girl?
At the top left there.
Is she the main character of the show?
Yeah.
Okay. And this show 4 kids? Or
Wait,
is it
the
like
top, the girl,
yeah.
the little girl
Yeah.
is the Laura
I
Ingalls.
think that's the main one.
Mm-hmm.
That's Mary below her sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's blind.
Is she really?
Mm-hmm.
She
That's why
becomes blind on the show.
she's looking a different way than everyone else in the
Yeah.
picture. She becomes blind on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big thing
from,
in
from
Minnesota.
hay fever or something. Yellow fever.
Blindness is really a big theme in
kind
the
of
state of
fever.
Minnesota, I guess.
Yeah.
Old pig eyes. That's what they call her. Pig eyes.
Big Eye, Kirby
Yeah.
Puckett, and Mary Ingalls.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Something just happened.
What's going on there?
Too many lakes.
Yeah, we'd watch like
Reflections.
I mean, I guess I watched this probably live too. When was it?
70s and early 80s.
Yeah.
Nah, you weren't watching this live.
Your parents might have been. You seep some of it in.
Yeah.
It's a
We
great
watched.
show.
I mean, I watched Andy Griffith and like I remember
Yeah.
like Dick Van Dyke and all that. But I guess it would have.
You were watching Andy Griffith live.
Nick. It was like Nick at Night. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Matlock,
So,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, those were all on
Yeah.
reruns all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Matlock probably when I was a kid. That was
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Andy was old in that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Man.
Little House on the Prairie, they blew up the town at the end. Some
Wow.
developers going to come in, take over it, own the town. They're like, let's just blow it up.
Is this supposed to be in the 70s?
I don't
What
think.
time period? is this in?
1800s,
Okay.
like the 1870s. But the show aired in the 70s.
I didn't know
I
if it
didn't
was
dress
just
like that as a kid.
so-
Look at when the show aired.
Yeah.
I just want to see the dates of it. I want like because it was
It aired from 74 to 83.
yeah. Do Dick Van Dyke or like because I remember they have
The
married
show was in
Tyler.
the 60s.
They have married Tyler Moore. It's a clown from the '60s, man. You're hung up on this.
He's still alive. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
1925.
find the show. Yeah, the show aired from 61 to 66.
Wow.
158 episodes, 5 seasons.
Is this where he comes in and he falls over the chair?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
It's a great intro.
It is.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, because I like. I wonder what was a TV schedule back
Carl
then.
Reiner created Dick Van
Yeah,
Dyke
yeah,
Show.
yeah. It's crazy.
And he was on the
Man.
show.
He tried to. I just watched some of the Mary Tyler Moore thing, and I think the Dick Van show he created, and he wanted to be in it, and then they just told him, "We'll do the show, but we don't want you in it." And he goes, "All right," and then it's this.
But he was in it. He was his boss, I believe.
They didn't. He wanted to play
The main guy.
the main guy.
he
On a
wanted
show
to
called
be-
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah.
Well, there's one problem, Carl.
yeah.
Well, I'm saying but he was he thought, oh,
Base it around him.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
based around him. They just changed the name. It was off his thing, and
Yeah.
then they were like, no,
You know where the Mary Tyler Moore show was set?
where?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know either, but I just felt like,
That's a good guess.
yeah.
Was she still married to him, or Mary Tyler Shore was? Oh, you know what? Maybe I do know. That was because I remember watching that. She was had a real job. She
It was like a big
Yeah.
feminist thing that she was single.
yeah,
She, had her own job, independent.
yeah,
She worked at a TV station.
yeah. That's right.
Hmm.
She died. Oh yeah, that's right. She did die. Yeah, I really liked her. She was I think everybody loved her. Mary
Yeah.
Tyler
Mhm.
Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Winona Ryder is from Winona, Minnesota.
Wow.
Oh, see,
Did they name the
Maybe.
town after her?
Other way around.
other way around.
She was named
Yeah.
after the city she was in.
Yep.
It's a weird move.
Nashville Sleigh. That could be my
Yeah,
son's
I
name.
don't know.
Yeah. Opelika Slay.
Yeah.
Dude, Opelika Sleigh is
Opelika
pretty
Sleigh,
awesome.
Yeah. Let everybody call him Opie.
Opie.
I don't like that.
Opie Sleigh.
You don't like
You don't
Opie?
like
No.
Opie?
Nah, it's too. Opie Taylor really ruined it. Like Andy Griffith Opie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And to me, it's forever ruined.
Yeah.
What do you mean ruined? He's a great character.
Yeah, but he's I bet even
It's one of the best filmmakers of the 21st century.
he's great, but
That guy
20th.
is involved in
Both.
that guy is he's Hollywood.
Mhm.
Like,
Ron
he's-
Howard, yeah.
He's as a kid, he's in the biggest show ever created, to go to more biggest
and then
shows
do
ever
Happy
created,
Days.
to go do movies
Yep.
that he's in movies created, to then start making movies that are the craziest movies of all time.
And now
Pretty
his
wild.
daughter's starring in movies.
Yeah.
And he did some of the new Star Wars stuff too. Ron Howard did.
He directed
Yeah,
it.
he's got his hand in just about everything, huh? Yeah.
Little Opie.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dakota Wars was a fight between the Sioux Indians and U.S. settlers that happened in what's now Minnesota. And this is the one where Nate's great-great-great ancestor, Andrew J. Myrick, M-Y-R-I-C-K, ran a store. And when they were hungry, the Native Americans asked for food. He said, "Let them eat grass." And
Wow.
then
Yeah,
When-
that's crazy, dude.
That is crazy.
if you're listening, go look up this guy. He looks just like Nate.
Andrew Myrick.
There's all these conspiracy videos where they'll show old pictures like this and then new actors and they'll say they're cloning people.
Oh, yeah.
If they put you beside this guy, they could easily say they're cloning this guy. This guy was alive in the 1800s.
Yeah.
He told the Native Americans to eat grass. They're cloning him.
It looks like someone photoshopped it.
It does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if I believe. Like, you're like, this ain't what this guy looked like.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this on previous episodes.
Yeah.
Somebody made a movie poster and put your face on him. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah.
what. Are you sure that's not what happened on this one?
No, this is from the Wikipedia entry right here.
Nate can't even tell.
That's Can
crazy.
you tell? I can't.
No.
I mean, it's
I'd like to see a side by side of this.
it's
Yeah.
nice to go like
Nate,
I
stand
can,
up.
I'll put that
Yeah.
together real quick.
It's nice to me to see what just a nice chin beard, no mustache. Kind of looks like.
Just to get an idea of what it would look like on you.
Yeah.
I'll put together side by side real
All right.
quick. Yeah,
All right, Mall of America. It's still the largest mall in the U.S. and the entire Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Anybody ever been?
I have.
I've not been.
Yeah.
Dusty, you like this? The first episode of WCW Monday Nitro was shot there.
Wow. I
At
do
Mall
like
of
that.
America.
Yep.
Yeah, it's when you go do the comedy club there, House of Comedy. There's you would say that you used to stay in a hotel like kind of in the parking lot of the mall, and you could walk over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
But the Mall of America is great. It's huge. It's a big
I
mall.
was booked to do it, but, just some comedy club politics led me to not doing any of those. What are
Yeah.
those clubs called?
House of.
House of
House of-
Comedy.
yeah,
Yeah.
House of
So
Comedy, yeah.
I know I don't have a problem with them, but just politics out of my control led me to not do any of those.
Yeah, they did. They got Acme too. Comedy Club is, and
Oh,
Acme's
okay.
considered most comics. I did it one time, but Acme's considered to be like one of the best clubs in the country.
I did an open mic at Acme, and it was unbelievable. I did
Yeah.
5 minutes, maybe less than that, maybe 3 minutes, and it was amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Minneapolis is Minnesota's a great comedy town.
Mhm.
A lot of people tape specials there.
In Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis,
Yeah.
but I imagine St. Paul, and it's just
There's a
It's a
club
really
in St.
good-
Paul that I like a lot too. I forget what it's
Yeah.
called right now. Aaron's done it too.
Laugh Camp.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, I like it.
yeah.
I'm back there in February.
Oh,
There's a side by side.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just facial shape. Everything is
Hmm.
spot on.
Yeah, I mean that's really something. Maybe it's the picture's backed up in a way, but it looks like he even kind of combs his hair the same way, just a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Mall of America-
before I had a cowlick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mall of America has over 500 stores, restaurants, other activities. I only need one thing, and that's Viore. I don't need Mall of America because the whole podcast crew loves their Viore.
That is true.
We have great athletic core shorts. They're very comfortable line athletic shorts. Performance joggers are amazing. If you're traveling, they're very comfortable. All their stuff is really well made, and it does not wear out fast like some other brands. It's a new outlook on performance apparel, perfect if you're sick and tired of traditional old workout gear. It can be used for stuff like running, training, yoga, or in my case, walking, but also great for lounging or weekend errands. Viore is investment in your happiness. For our listeners that are off, we are offering 20% off your first purchase. I guess they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at viore.com/Nate. That's VUORI.com/Nate. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but you'll enjoy free shipping, because we hate shipping, on any U.S. order over $75 and free returns. Go to viore.com/Nate and discover the versatility of Viore clothing.
I'm all Viore'd up.
You are.
Oh, you are.
Jacket,
Viore is
shorts, Viore.
I'd like to get some more stuff because I have some shorts and a tank top, and I'm into it. I don't get
Oh,
enough
yeah, they're
Florida
great.
trips for the tank top, but I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is
Mhm.
very comfortable.
The Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota is considered the best hospital in the world.
Yeah, why is it there?
I read a little bit about it. The guy Mayo was a doctor, and I think he just settled there in Rochester, and I think it's as simple as that. Started a
Okay,
hospital, and
okay.
it's just really good.
It just
Did they
became
come
the best.
Oh, they like to come from the mayonnaise family.
That's a good question. I bet they did.
That's
don't
how
know.
they
They
keep
got
customers.
started.
That's how you
Yeah.
keep customers.
Yeah.
Keep feeding people mayo, and they keep coming
Yeah.
back to the hospital.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's 2 or 3 hospitals in the world outside of Nashville that I could name. And that'd be one of them that I've heard of.
I don't know if I can name another.
John Hopkins.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sign that.
East,
Cedar- Cedar
East
Sinai?
Alabama
Cedar
Medical
Sinai.
Center.
There you go.
That's where I
Yeah.
was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minnesota had one of the
Summit. I mean,
Yeah.
just
There's
one
a
of
few.
those well-known UFO cases.
Oh,
Sheriff's deputy was out on patrol about 2 a.m. This is 1979. Saw a beam of light on the road. Went toward it. Next thing you know, I love he has a can of dip in his pocket there.
oh yeah, of course.
Makes me believe him. He was unconscious for 39 minutes. When he woke up in his car and his watch had stopped for 14 minutes. Windshield was shattered, and his headlight and red emergency light were damaged. And and his car was all banged up and bent, and he
There's
suffered.
his car.
The doctor said he had like what seemed like welder's burn, and that car is now on display at the Marshall County Museum there. It's called the UFO car.
Did you see the Vegas UFO?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
It's
No.
crazy. Oh, there's I mean, there's a whole news story, and it's just like it's all you see people talk about it. There's on the regular news in Vegas, and it's like they don't know. They're just explaining what happened, and everybody's kind of like, it seems really, really weird. So this is a body cam footage of like something going down.
Yeah.
And then the guy is like, all right, I think I saw that. And then they call, there's a 911 from this family, and they're like, hey, it has huge eyes.
Said it was 8 foot, like 8 to 10 foot
Oh, they
tall
saw the alien.
Yeah.
in their backyard.
In the backyard, big eyes, 8 to 10 feet tall. And he goes, and he's like, we're looking at him right now. It's like, we're kind of like.
And the policeman said, I wouldn't believe you, but one of my other officers saw something like this.
He also saw the alien.
The light, that body cam footage caught that light.
Yeah.
So they've been seeing some strange stuff.
I see.
Well, yeah. And that's those guys, when you look at like I don't know. It's
the
like,
call seemed too chill to me.
I know, but I don't, but it was like with the kind of, they're freaking out. So it's like, they're kind of losing it. And so I don't know. I don't know if it's, they're saying it's like trying to get all the information out. If it was crazy, if it was like, like that would be like, all right, now you're putting on a show.
Over the top.
Yeah.
Like I think these dudes do that. And there's like weird stuff. Like they were like, oh, they go into the backyard, I guess, to show, and they're like, well, because of we can't show the backyard because of privacy stuff. And you're like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So the police, their body cam, they go, we got to block the backyard out.
Yeah.
And then, it's weird, man. It's crazy. It's, yeah. I mean, and then like for the other, because it was just like this thing comes down. Everybody sees that. But it's like, why are you not, like, that's what, it's like, how did they get all this stuff like picked up? Like, all right, if it's so that a light did come down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the video. So like, there's no, unless that's, digitally whatever. So this light comes down. All right. So where's the wreckage from that stuff? Whatever it is. Saying if it's not an alien, if it's just a meteor or something like that or whatever, well, there should be something on the ground. I mean, something falls from outer space, I would imagine. It's going to come to the ground. So, like, is there not other stuff there?
I like that they highlighted the tweet, "Here they come."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really could be about anything.
Yeah. I had not heard about this. I did read where a meteorite, they usually burn up in the atmosphere, but I read where one hit the ground in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Just like
recently?
Just in like the last few days.
At least it was there,
In New Jersey?
Yeah.
Like New Jersey.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
He's at the Stress Factory this weekend, folks.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Iceman was a man-like creature frozen in a block of ice. Half man, half animal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They can't see it, though?
Well, it was probably a sideshow hoax. Like the guy that would display it said they found it.
And you pay to go see it.
Yeah. So it's probably not real, but it was a big thing.
I paid to see a cow with 6 legs one time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A little calf. It says probably born like it was supposed to be twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was born, but it was
absorbed the other one.
Yeah, but it did. It had 2 little legs sticking out of his back.
They were
wild.
real?
Yeah.
Did you touch them?
I did touch it. Yeah.
Well, see, my grandfather
wild.
went to Wilson County Fair probably in the 1920s. Paid 10 cents to see a horse with its head where its tail should be and a tail where its head should be.
Yeah.
He went in there, and the tail was just in a trough of water. That was all it was.
Wait, I don't.
Like it's just a joke. It's just
Oh,
like
okay.
because that's supposed to be in his head eating.
Okay.
So that's all
Oh,
it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
So back then, I mean,
Oh.
at least yours was real.
Yeah, this thing was
Yeah.
wild. I mean, I was a little kid, but it was wild.
Mm.
I touched it. I was touching cows a lot back then, so it wasn't
Yeah.
that weird to touch a cow.
You're gonna touch it either way.
yeah.
Minnesota Nice, which I'd never heard of until a couple weeks ago when Dusty mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's where you're basically really, really, really nice to people to face, almost too nice, and then maybe not so nice behind their back.
That's the bless your heart of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Who's the most legendary sports person from Minnesota, you would say?
Kirby
probably
Puckett.
Kirby Puckett or Randy Moss.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Brett Favre, he was up there for a minute.
Yeah, but he's not really
Minnesota.
a Viking.
What about
I would
the,
say Kirby Puckett.
What about the
They
running
won the
back,
World
Randall
Series.
Cunningham?
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson?
He's
No,
good.
but they didn't
Yeah.
win anything though.
No.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Kirby
true.
Puckett, like you probably say, he's Donovan. No,
Kevin Garnett.
Who was with?
I mean, I don't have an answer.
Culpepper.
Dante
Was
Culpepper, yeah.
That Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss when they
And
were
Chris
there.
Carter.
Chris Carter.
Chris
Yeah,
Carter.
yeah.
But I'd probably say Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, I might too. Herb Brooks is the coach of the hockey team. That they
The
won
Miracle.
3 national championships at the University of Minnesota, and he coached the 1980 Olympic team, and he's a legend there.
Oh yeah.
They've had a couple of their football team. They had one Heisman Trophy winner back in the 1940s. They've won 7 national championships.
In football?
They've claimed 7 national championships.
Oh,
Back in
here
the
we
day,
go.
anybody could. I mean, Vanderbilt has 2, I think.
We were pretty dominant back then.
But in the 30s and the 40s, but Bruce Smith, he's a white running back, so he wouldn't be winning today. But he won the Heisman Trophy in 1941. And Bronco Nagurski, we've heard of him.
Yeah.
He played for Minnesota, and now there's the Bronco Nagurski Award for the best defensive player in the country.
Wow. Oh, tradition of excellence in Minnesota football.
They have a hockey team. Anybody know the name?
Wild.
Yeah.
Yep. I was hoping you would know.
It's in St. Paul, I believe.
Okay. No, I think you're right. I know one of the major league teams is in St. Paul.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember which one. They got down to 6 finalists for the name: Blue Ox, Freeze, Northern Lights, Voyagers, White Bears, and Wild. And that they went with the Wild.
They went with the weakest one, in my opinion.
Mm.
The Blue Ox. Yeah, that probably feels like
It'd be the Blue Oxen, right? Or is it just the singular ox?
Who's the mascot for the Wild? Like,
you should have it be a Blue Ox.
Yeah.
I don't know what the mascot is for the Wild.
I think it's just a paw print.
Well, they got to have something out there.
Well, no, it looks like it's some kind of.
But like, what would be the thing running around out there in the
It's like a predator.
in the rink?
Yeah, that should
It
be.
looks like the Predators logo.
Oh, I see that now. I've just
Yeah, a little cat.
But what is their mascot?
Of the actual thing that dances around or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Yeah. Oh,
That's some kind of little cat.
jeez. Yeah, it's just the cat.
it should be a Blue Oxen.
Should be a lake.
A Blue Ox.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the lakes.
Yeah.
Be tough to
Why
have
don't
a
they
lake
the Minnesota
mascot.
Lakes?
Yeah.
The Minnesota Lakes with the
10,000
Paul
of those
Bunyan.
11,000 lakes.
11,000 lakes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the name Wild.
Yeah.
Like,
Timberwolves are named that because there's more Timberwolves in Minnesota than any other state, except Alaska.
Okay. Okay. But Alaska's not going to have a team anytime soon, I think.
Yeah. So the Vikings are tied with the Bills for most Super Bowl losses without ever winning a Super Bowl.
Wow.
That's
Pretty
tough.
crazy. As long as they've been around, they've never
The
won a
Bills
Super
have never won? Oh,
No.
that's too bad.
Bowl. Yeah. A couple more. Well, the richest Minnesotan.
Oh.
You know
Kirby
this?
Puckett.
Is it
Bill Gates.
Is it an entertainer?
No.
Okay. Is it like an entrepreneur?
Warren Buffett?
Is it someone that we could possibly guess?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
That was the right question.
Yeah.
Have you
Is
heard
this
of
a
him
waste of
before?
our time?
I am personally, but I don't. He's a multi-billionaire. He owns the Timberwolves and the Lynx.
What's he
Okay.
done? What's something else he's done?
He created Taylor Corporation.
Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, his name's Glenn Taylor.
Glenn Taylor.
Glenn Taylor. Yeah.
Oh, Glenn.
Oh, you've heard of him?
Played for the Eagles.
I haven't.
Oh,
No.
Self-made businessman.
yeah.
Wow. Well, good job.
It was the
Glenn.
Star Tribune, the Timberwolves, and the Lynx. That's the WNBA team.
Okay. Never heard of this guy. He was a state senator,
That's the way he likes it.
and he's a billionaire.
Hmm.
Some TV shows and movies set in Minnesota. Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
House on the Prairie. Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Shalhoub.
Coach, yeah, we loved Coach.
Tony
We did
Shalhoub?
watch
Tony
Coach.
Shalhoub was on Coach?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Coach was a great
I
show.
love Tony
Coach
thought
was
he
a great
was.
show.
Yeah.
Coach was, we watched, I
Wings
watched
is
that
what you're
live.
thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wings, dude.
Yeah.
I loved Wings.
Wings
Yeah.
is great.
Wasn't Wings and Coach, were they related in any way?
Probably the same time period.
Same time.
Oh, I thought they were like sister
I
shows.
think different networks.
But they're
Wings
twin
was-
shows.
Yeah, these are great shows. Coach was great. Very fun. Jerry Van Dyke
Mm-hmm.
was so funny.
He was.
So
that's
funny.
the older man on Coach.
Reminds me of your dad a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
He plays such a great straight man, a little dumb,
Yeah.
but very funny.
yeah.
It's called your dad dumb, but he's
yeah,
playing
yeah.
a character.
Yeah.
Is it a Cheers spinoff? Coach was?
Mm-mm.
But there's a guy on Cheers named Coach.
Yeah.
Totally unrelated.
That
to
was the first season of Cheers.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
he
He
was
died.
Woody Harrelson before Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
came.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Coach was Craig T. Nelson.
Okay.
It
I've
was
heard. Yeah.
And
Made
they
up
had a guy named Dauber on there. Didn't they have a guy named Dauber?
Dauber. He was
Yeah.
assistant coach.
Yeah.
See, what were the years of when this
When Coach was
yeah,
on?
Yeah, yeah.
Coach was on from 89 to 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to
It's a
watch
good
that
run.
a lot at my dad's house.
When was Wings? Wings was on USA Network.
That was on
Wings a
NBC.
Great show. Oh, was it?
You're probably watching the reruns.
Yeah, maybe I did watch the reruns.
90 to 97, Wings was.
Same time.
Yeah, so about
And it was on the NBC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I did watch it on USA.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't remember. Oh, wow. That's fun.
And then some movies, Mighty Ducks.
That's a great one.
I think all of the Mighty Ducks were there.
I think every hockey movie, there's at least one scene in Minnesota.
Juno.
Oh, it's a great movie. You seen that?
Mhm.
All right.
Purple Rain.
Prince.
And it's comedians from Minnesota. Mitch Hedberg, Louis Anderson, Al Franken, Chad Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very fun.
Pete Lee, is he from up there?
Yeah,
He's
Pete Lee.
No, Wisconsin, maybe. I
There's
don't know.
another
It's all
comedy
blood.
club, Goonies, that used to be in Rochester. May still be. I had a good time there.
Mm-hmm.
Been there a few times.
All right.
I wanted to get that in. I mean,
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
glad
glad you did.
Shout it out.
Goonies needs a
Glad you
shout
did,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rochester needs a shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there
that's
all
it.
week, right?
I'll be there all week. Sioux City, St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis. I forget the name of the place, but it's
I think it's the Orden Center.
yeah. We'll be there all week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 shows each night. So come on down.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one show that's not sold out, I believe.
Crazy.
So yeah, I'll be there. All that stuff.
I'm at Zanies in Chicago this Sunday. First time ever
Alright.
there, downtown Chicago.
Father's Day?
Father's Day.
Bring your dad.
Bring your dad, bring your wife, bring your bring your kids if you can. I know they can't get in, but
But do bring your dads.
yeah, definitely bring your
Mm.
dads.
Yeah. I'm corporate this week. You know,
Okay.
I'm working.
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah, I want
Big
you
money.
to know I'm working. Bristol, Tennessee, Blue Ridge Comedy Club coming up. If you're in Bristol, come
Okay.
on by.
Well, I'm still off right now because I'm expecting a baby anytime. Matter of fact, by the time this podcast comes out, I could have had a baby. I don't
Yeah.
know, but so I'm still off. But I got some dates on the calendar. DustySlade.com. Go check it out. Second half of the year is blowing up. It's going to be hot.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah.
will be working.
I will be. I mean, I could be working right
you could
now.
be working right now.
I canceled gigs because my wife is pregnant, and I was like, well, I better be home. So, but
Yeah.
there's dates coming up, and
Yeah.
it is about to get real
Yeah.
hot.
Don't look at the time as a time of weakness from Dusty Slade.
No,
Oh, no.
It's
I'm ready to get back out there. I mean,
Yeah.
every day I'm at home, my wife is having me do things. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
never experienced it quite like this because I'm not a guy that's at home every day. I'm not a
Yeah.
husband that's at home all the
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working.
should ask if she can smoke cigars in the house now.
I know.
Yeah.
I cleaned my nails out with a pocket knife before coming to this podcast. I mean, I've been working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's it. Thank you all. We love you. I hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Bye. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.